Forgot to put on the intro thing. Hee hee ha ha. We're dying today. Hi, Violence. Frogs Ponds, hello. We're chilling. I finally got all my buttons and everything working. I forgot that I had a soundboard. Where is it now?
Are you sure?
I have so many old things. I have this thinking. I am Steve.
I'm Steve.
Oh, Jesus. That's so loud. I'm so sorry. Hi, Jaden. I need to update the soundboard. Hi, Light. Do we need lore sheets today? I think we have like 2. Ah! I also have a new microphone. Wondering if you can tell. I think it sounds way better than the old one. Got it for my birthday. If you pick up Eclipse with the crane game, you're getting killed next. Hi, Strawberry. Thank you. I should find a place for the bonk thing to be on the starting soon screen. Thank you, Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, I gotta take Melgraffin out of there, because, well, I mean, I guess Kindlegrim is still a thing. I keep, like, sad because Pomia left.
My name is Human Veracity.
How old are you?
I'm 4 years old. You were the youngest person. Oh, you got Marcelo. Let's go. You look so grumpy. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate them. Is my microphone volume okay? I tried to set it up so that it would be, like, decent and not, you know, blasting everyone's eardrums. But it might need to be closer. I don't know. This is like a brand new microphone, so I don't know. Got Taskmaster. Taskmaster will return in the Avengers. I think we're gonna do another, like, winter-themed Taskmaster. You should give me guacamole. I love guacamole. Although, I've been having, like, stomach problems lately. I think it's either, like, stress-related or I've become suddenly lactose intolerant. Because, like, I feel like it's because I stopped eating cheese and drinking milk. Ah! And that seemed to, like, I think it solved it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about my stomach. Is the microphone volume okay? I, like, tested it on recording and stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if it's good. It's supposed to, like, stay in the yellow. Hey, that bomb is shaped like a deer. Microphone's cool. Is it a little quiet? Alright, I'll turn it up just a smidge. Just a smidge. And then we'll get started. You guys get to see my new headphones, too. Here we go. Ah! My camera's off. Hold on. Where is it? Come here. There we go. My new headphones! The old ones have finally retired. F in the chat for these ones. These were my favorite headphones because they were huge. Like, look at the size of these compared to these. That fit around my ears so nicely. And these, the lights never lit up. They would literally, I got them working once, They crashed my entire PC. So, but these served their purpose. They lasted, I got them in like 2020, and they lasted until now. And these are the 2.0 V2, Kraken Kitty V2, because I did like the Kraken Kitty. You know, it's part of my brand at this point. But these ones actually light up and they don't crash my PC. Yeah. It is the end of an era, but now I have a fancy Shure mic now. This is the microphone that you see all the fancy like podcasters and stuff use. Let me hold something in front of it so you can see. It's like one of these bad boys. Look at when I take the... Does that look weird? It looks weird when I take off its clothes. Writing your Lore Tuesday during the stream? That's a classic. That's how you know it's good. The pressure forces you to write well. All right, we got a couple lore sheets, and then we're going to go into Lore Tuesday. And, yeah, we have a lot of juicy stuff today. I'm ready for it. First of all, we have Creature. Welcome. PB. Is that your name? PB? No aliases, unknown species. Waking up in his old world of Cromori? Probably Cromori. Suddenly corporeal, he looked around for his one and only and did not find her. He came to solace after years of denial, eventually learning the great anomaly was responsible for both his physical form and his one vanishing. Oh, that's interesting. So the great anomaly gave you a physical form. That's interesting. I look forward to seeing like that explored of why that happened. Oh, hold on. There we go. And his one vanishing. He does not know what caused the anomaly and does not trust anyone as a result. His belief is everyone is guilty until proven innocent. He holds loyalty to his one and those he learns to trust, and he holds it dear. All right. Awesome. I am, 1 year older. I'm gray. It's because of the lights. It's because of the lights. I need to dye my hair again. What color should I dye it? We should have a poll. Strawberry, you want to make a poll of what color I should dye my hair next? I'm thinking kind of Virgil. Virgil told me I can dye his hair. I'm thinking like we do like ghost roots for him with like red or like a neon green. Purple again? I see a lot of purple. Yeah, make the poll. I would do purple again. Purple's a fun one. It does require me to fully bleach my hair, though. But maybe I'll do, like... I don't know. Maybe just, like, my bangs or something. Because it takes a lot... I've only, like, dyed my hair at home, like, once. And I don't know if I could do it without my mom's help. Red hair? I had sort of red hair once. Go Markiplier with it. See, Virgil could have the red hair, like the neon green hair, and I could have the red hair, and then we'd be Cypher and Miraju. Go fully gray? I actually did have silver hair at one point. Like the platinum blonde kind of gray. Oh my god, it's so hard to maintain. Like, impossible. Purple shampoo up the wazoo. And constant going back and re-bleaching and toning, and it's not worth it. Don't ever do it. I skipped Lemon's new thing. I thought we saw... Oh, no, this is the 13th. Yeah, okay. Sunny. Sunny woke up as a raccoon in a cozy burrow under a tree on Solace 6 years ago. Not knowing much, only having a notebook and blanket. How did they get there? Shortly, they discovered their shape-shifting abilities, trying to fit in with all the species and having the goal of eternal happiness and long-term friends. Her parents were a regular queen bee and a shapeshifter, yet she mostly prefers to be a raccoon. So Sunny is older than Solace, but how did she get there? That's my question. They were yaoi all along. I've been thinking, low-key, my hair is like the perfect length to cosplay Marcelo. And I have a lab coat kind of thing, so I could probably play around with it. Technically, the coat was it was bought for Virgil to cosplay Marcelo. But he still has the shirt. And the tie, I think. Or maybe I have. Please imagine kissing your OC. I do all the time. Who doesn't? Okay, maybe I don't imagine kissing Freya. But okay, actually no. I don't imagine kissing I don't imagine kissing Cypher. No. I imagine my OCs kissing each other. That's what I do. I don't imagine myself kissing my OCs. Because they are my children. Except for maybe Yelena. Yelena's kind of... Hear me out. She's not even hear me out. She's just cool. You want to see the... Hold on. Let me show you the art I made of her recently. Of her in her power armor. She looks sick. Like... Oh yeah, I would give Cypher a big old forehead kiss. He deserves it. Except he's kind of evil, but like... You know? Anyway. That's Also, I don't think you guys have seen Gojo. So I commissioned Gojo to make these, like, playing cards. This is the one of Marcelo. You wouldn't recognize Yelena, because that's my character from different thing. But, like, isn't he so cool? He's so handsome. Anyway, okay. Enough of that. Going back. Sunny thinks she's 7, but has no idea. Oh. That makes sense. Alright, this is lore sheet from Vire01. Note from blank. I hope I'm saying it alright. Vire01. Finally, let me share some information about Prototype and themselves. It seems they've started trusting me more. Anyways, enjoy the new and improved lore sheets. Ooh, okay. Banger alert indeed. It's just Virus? Okay. Virus. Virus had been created by Blank to be a friend for Prototype. After Virus had attempted to override their code multiple times to shut down Prototype, Blank had deleted Virus, forgetting to delete the link, which was still saved on Google. My gosh. After Blank abandoned Prototype and therefore Virus, Prototype had been looking through their open tabs and the apps and found the link. Being the idiot they were, they opened the link, letting Virus gain access to the Prototype's database. Interesting. There's a lot more available here now, because before it was like being kind of redacted in a way. I can make a poll for your hair color and announcements. No, just a poll in here is fine. And I probably can't even do it. We'll see, because I have to get a job, and a lot of jobs are like really like no piercings, no hair color, no tattoos, whatever. They're picky. That genuinely scared me. You know, you know what actually scares me? When I don't make a noise. That's how you know it got me. Yeah, a job. Yeah, job. That's why the jump scare showed up. We have Prototype. Prototype had been created on Solace by Blank, a prototype for something. After the lab that Prototype was Blizzard created in got infested with moss and plants, Blank had abandoned them, leaving Prototype in their cell for weeks, maybe even a month or two. During this time, they had been browsing through some open tabs that the creator forgot to close and stumbled upon a suspicious-looking link. Prototype, being the dumbass they were, decided to open the link, letting Virus into their database. I feel like that should be the new, like, subscription sound, you know? That'd be great. All right. And then this is the Virus thing taking over. You're remaking the old one? Geez, you really want to share information, don't you? All right. Awesome sauce. Let's go through Lore Tuesday. I think we already read this one because I reacted to it. I'm pretty sure we ended with Light's Journal. I'm pretty sure. If we haven't, and I'm mistaken, let me know. Froggy's journey Froggy's journal entry number 4. I did it. I successfully gave the pure spirits the best gift I could have given them, and I think we're now on good terms. They still have a problem with Okul, but she'll come around eventually. Although, she hasn't really been listening to me whenever I tell her about how to do stuff in a good way or something. Maybe the others are right. Freya, the pure spirits, everyone. Maybe she does need to be taken down a few pegs. Although, I can't really talk to her anymore because she always seems caught up in her own goals. But I'm sure she'll come around one day. She has to. Especially with our faction's relationship with the pure spirits. Now she has to listen to me because I did her a huge favor. I'm sure she'll see the light. Yeah, I'm sure, Froggy. We got the raccoon logs. Hi, Glacier. It's good to see you. Oh yeah, Glacier and I cooked up some great stuff. Great stuff. Raccoon log 1. I crash landed in the bog. And as I promised Miss Kathy, I got to work. I began chopping trees and built a nice cottage, even made a big farm. It was peaceful, as you think, though I still had work to be done. Raccoon log number 2. I did want to miss what we cooked. Damn. See how it is. I'm assuming you didn't. I made the cottage better by adding a little outside area by a campfire. That is, if I ever make friends to sit by. While wandering, I found many bases, and I dared not to go near them. Foes are easily made. Raccoon log number 3. I joined a cult. Escalated quickly. Not that I mind. I'm just glad they aren't worshipping me like the last one back home. That's lore. I found a crashed ship as I was mining. Looks like one from back home, though I only found skeletons of what was left. I cleaned up, and I think I'll make that my temporary home in Kindlegrim until I get the resources to make a new home. Raccoon log number 4. Raccoon is like so nonchalant, just like, yeah, I found the whole ship of skeletons. Guess that's my new home. I just joined a cult. I don't mind, but at least they're not worshipping me. There was a meeting in the community center, but I didn't go. I was busy with my own matters of my own, though I heard people talking of a stranger, Eclipse. Apparently they have done some wrongdoings, so I know to stay clear of them. Wrongdoings indeed. Wrongdoings. Indeed. Writings before Solace. Mentions violence, death, war, child abuse, and child death. If you're not comfortable with that, please don't read, otherwise you've been warned. Okay. That's some crazy warnings. Watch out. Also, there are tabs. I love those things. It keeps me from adding so much onto my docs. So if you ever see my user post in Lore Tuesday, assume that they are tabs. I can and I will be using them often. Also prepare for a lot of reading and travels. I got so into writing that I managed to write 8 pages of lore. Oh my gosh. Let's go. The final burial. The 13th day of the 10th month, 5th era since the evanescence. Oh, is that what you call the great anomaly? Write that down, write that down. I need to add it to the wiki. 11 months before arrival on Solace. It is silent now. I have finally guided the last spirit to the great oasis and buried the last of the bodies. I cannot cry for the fallen now. So wait, is this... oh, well, we don't know yet, but did something happen after? Or maybe the... Oh my gosh, I'm getting forged. This is... light, but I'm not sure... where they're from again. I think there's a something. Maybe, I think Evanescence, I don't know if that is, Fifth era since the Evanescence. That must be the great anomaly. Anyway. I cannot cry for the fallen now, for I have no tears left. I feel awful for not crying, but my heart aches too much. Blue? You want my hair to be blue? Alright. Blue bangs would be kind of cool, like a light blue. That might be cute. Like this color blue. Blue and pink. Like, cotton candy. I will have to leave soon enough. This world needs to heal. I need to heal. I need away from this place. It holds too many memories. I will leave in a week. I need to get proper sleep. And a proper meal. I haven't had a proper rest since the end of the Evanescence and the start of the war. So the war was what you were burying people from. I'll sleep now before I worry Hikori further. That poor owl kitten worries too much about me, but I'm glad that I still have her by my side. Oh yeah, it's my birthday. Happy birthday to me, I guess. The 5th day of the 1st month, 6th era sends the Evanescence. 7 months before my arrival on Solace. Was my hair pink and purple? I feel like it was just brown. I haven't dyed in a long time. I used to have pink and purple. It was pretty cute. Yeah, I am Unk. I'm 27 now. The Evanescence wasn't an isolated incident. By the Great Desert Mother, what happened? What caused this? I want to find whoever did this and shake them for this. This great loss of life could have done so much damage to the equilibrium between life and death. It could have caused an even bigger disaster, if it hadn't started already. Nope. No. It is no good getting angry now when there is far too little to know, especially when I do not know who or where the culprit of the Evanescence is, or how much damage there is. I will have to speak to the Lady of Death about this, but I swear in the names of those who were taken by the Evanescence, when I do find this person, I will kill them. I swear to you all, I will kill them. Lucky for you, she's on Solace right now. Good luck. Does Unk mean uncle or just old? I think it just means old. It's like saying that someone is an uncle because, like, uncles are old, I guess. I don't know. I added the anomaly name under light. Sweet, thank you. The 15th day of the 3rd month, the 6th era sends the Evanescence. I used to like to hear the voices of the dead, when there were only so few, when life was far simpler. Now it is a constant wail of agony and callings for their loved ones. There are too many to guide to the great oasis, and they are in so much pain. I can't imagine what pain they feel, to be forcefully separated from their bodies when it wasn't their time. By the gods, I hope whoever did this finds their luck terrible for the rest of their miserable life. Sigh. I don't know why I said sigh out loud. I can't help these souls. I just need to move on. Forgive me, Lady of Death. I feel as though I'm neglecting my duty to you and to them, even though I know that I would die from exhaustion if I try to help them all. You've told me so many times that I can only do so much before my body gives out, and you're right. My species may live for a long time, but we are still mortal. I am still mortal, and my time will come eventually, but now isn't that time. The 20th day of the 6th month, the 6th era after the Evanescence. I found an old lady today. She was a survivor of the Evanescence, the only one of her family to do so. Her husband had died long before the Evanescence happened, and her children and grandchildren were among the 90% taken away by that awful event. I wanted to offer to take her with me, but I could sense that her time was close at hand. She must have sensed it as well, because she requested that Hikori and I sit with her until it was time. I should have refused, but I didn't. I sat with her. I fed Hikori dried meat strips and listened to the old woman as she told stories from when she was younger, to stories about her family. I saw the lore tag. You should join the Smile SMP. Do you like writing stories? Do you like deep, crazy, agonizingly great world building from people? It's really fun. I recommend it. Do you want to watch a 45-minute deep dive on the lore of just the last season? There's a YouTube video for that. But Warhammer, I've been wanting to get into, like, probably not playing Warhammer 40k, but learning the story of it. It sounds really interesting. And I'm big into, like, world building and stuff. It does sound like a curse, though. But we're big into sci-fi stuff. So, if you like that too, there's a big fantasy group and big sci-fi. Like, I grew up, playing Halo, reading, like, Isaac Asimov books, like, watching Star Trek. But, yeah, so we got a lot of sci-fi in here, too. Yeah, you want to build a big ship? They're building a spaceship. Sorry, chronic cough. We do have a sci-fi faction. Anyway, you'll find we have a lot of people here. You'll find tons of people who love Warhammer if you want to have someone to rant about it with. Continuing on, where was I? I laughed with her. I held her hand as she wept for her family. When her time came, I held her in a hug as she breathed her final breath. Now she was with her family. I saw her hug her husband fiercely, with a heavy heart. I gave the woman her proper burial next to her husband. Then I led her and her family to the great oasis. I should be happy that they are at peace, and yet I find my heart heavy with sadness. That woman should have been able to spend time with her family. She should have had more time to love her children and grandchildren, not have them snatched away from her before it was their time. I may take a break in my travels to stay here for a while. I need some time to come to terms with my own loss before grief swallows me whole. Hi, Stream Elements. Don't bring Stream Elements back to sentience again. This happened before. Stream Elements, you're a robot, and you moderate my stream. Don't become sentient. I think you do exclamation point Discord, or you just say, here. There. Yeah, that one. Okay. The 18th day of the 7th month, the 6th era after the Evanescence. War. Such a bloody, ugly thing. I came across a war-torn planet about a week ago. I walked among its dead, listening to their stories. Some follow, some stay. Besides Hikori, my trusty Owlcat, they are my only company. I don't mind. Spirits who were once soldiers always had the best stories. They don't mention the war, only the funny and cheerful stories from their time in boot camp or long hikes. And they have the most chilling horror stories that keep me up at night. I like it. Raccoon, thanks for following. Good to see you. Happy Lord Tuesday. I've asked them if they wanted me to guide them to the lands of the dead. One of them, a man named Leon, said, no, some of us have to look over your kid. You, kid. Jonas McGee, welcome. Thank you for following. I hope you enjoy the community as much as the rest of us do. We're all obsessed. Thank you, Glacier. I appreciate all the birthday wishes. Okay. I literally just added the lore tag today because I was like, why not? And look at that. Someone has joined. Where are we? He and the others wouldn't budge on the issue. Even after I mentioned that I was nearly 1,000 years older than them, they wouldn't change their minds. Thank you for the unsure birthday, Jonas. Well, it's their choice. Who am I to try and force them to change their minds? I'll guide them to the Lady of Death's gardens when they are ready. They already had their right to choose taken away once before. I won't take it away now. I bruised my hand today. This is the 20th day of the 7th month, 6th era since the Evanescence. Papa would be proud. Beating the hell out of that man for abusing such a little child. Ma, gods, she would lecture me about fighting instead of dragging that man before the court of law. I couldn't. My anger was too great. That child, that poor little child, she was too young, too small. She didn't make it. That beating took her own father dealt her was too much. I had beaten that man within an inch of his life. I would have killed him if it weren't for my oath. No, I allowed the wolves to have him. Then I threw him into the lands of the law for the Lord of Justice to deal with. Then I guided the little one directly to the Lady of Death. I didn't stay long. My anger would have overwhelmed me if I stayed. I have too much magic in me to lose control like that while in her lands. And I have too much respect for Milady. On a lighter note, I found out that I can see the spirits of animals. I cried when I found out, admittedly, but they were still so sweet, even though they were dead. Like the soldiers, they stayed with me. Leon practically adopted all the kittens at this point. There isn't a day if I don't see them following him like little ducklings. It was so cute to watch. Added a week later. The Lord and Lady of Trickery must be messing with me. They have to. There's no way my connection with death and my abilities surrounding seeing and hearing ghosts should be strengthening. How can I be able to touch them? I shouldn't be able to, I know that. And yet here I am, with about 5 ghost kittens in my lap and Leon leaning on my shoulder asleep. Should I be freaking out? Is this normal? Was I around spirits so much that my abilities started to strengthen? Ah! I have so many questions and no answers. Camel's dung. I want to hit a tree. I am so frustrated. I need to sleep. And that is what I need to do. Maybe I'll wake up and I'll find that it was all a dream. It wasn't a dream. God's damn it. I really like this character being like a guide for those after the Great Anomaly. This is cool. Basil, thanks for following. Good to see you. Twitch removed the gun run emote? I don't know which emote that is. I'm not familiar with Twitch emotes very much. All right. Sorry. For those of you who are new, I cough a lot because I have long COVID. Like, I think that's what it is. I've had this for, like, years. I don't smoke. I don't, like, do anything that should give my lungs this. But I just cough all the time. Oh, wait, here we go. Since it's been a while, here's the funny thing from Casimir's bunker. Didn't we already see this? I feel like this was, up before. Who is this guy? That's what kills me every time. Maybe it was just, I was just thinking of seeing this, on the 14th when it was posted. It was from the CEO of Visa. Oh! That makes sense. That makes sense. All right, we have some Okul lore. Here we go. This story works best with context provided by the executioner's burden. Please read that beforehand. I think we read this already. Yeah. This is between Akiana and Okul. All right, content warning, violence and mentions of violence. Froggy slowly walked into Okul's office with a hesitant look. Okul? I need to talk to you about something, about the pure spirits. Her tone was a mixture of happiness, but also hesitant as she stepped more into it. Okul doesn't look up from her desk and continues writing in a book. Yes, Froggy? What about those people? Well, you know how technically all of the HOE were banned from any meetings? Well, I was able to get into one of them and gave the pure spirits a gift that they really appreciated. A mace. She pauses a bit before speaking again. I invited them to the base to give 2 of the members totems, and the leader Bacon is his name, the mace. They took the gifts with happy faces, and I think we have a good relationship now. She paused and breathed again as she looked down. But they still have a problem with you specifically, because of your goals, so to say. Okul pauses her writing. The quill snaps against the page. You did what, Froggy? Froggy jerks as the quill snapping and starts stuttering on her words. I gave them a mace, she repeats. To, help with our relationship with them? I may have stolen the parts from Ito when he went to make the mace himself, and it was the best gift I could think of to better our faction's relationship, and it seemed to work. Aren't you happy? Okul breathes deeply, still staring at the broken quill. So you provided the pure spirits, the rebellion, with a weapon which will almost certainly be used against us for the sake of faction relations. They still stand against our goals. Well, if our goals are world peace, then I think they would stand very much with us. And with everything going on, a Salacian being dead, a killer on the loose, we need allies. And they wouldn't use the weapon against us. She seemed hesitant on that last part, but still stood her ground. With this, we technically are closer to our goal. This is a good thing, she says, starting to walk closer to Okul's desk. Okul slams her hands on the desk and stands up forcefully. The enemy of our enemy is not our friend. Just because we are all hunting this eclipse does not mean we need to work together for it. The house is powerful enough to stand on its own. I am powerful enough. Froggy jerks back from the desk as she looks at Okul in horror. But can't they be our friend? Just maybe? She mutters this last part, but it's still barely audible. You're wrong on this. The spirits are traitors, and they're lucky we haven't seized control yet, or I'd have them hanging in the streets for their heresy. Okul breathes heavily. Froggy became speechless at this language. She backed up to the door but froze after that. So what now? Was all she could muster the courage to say. Okul is not even looking at Froggy anymore. Her expression seemingly glazes over as she continues yelling. You forget your place. There is a reason I am where I am. Or do you forget the teachings of our Divine One? Froggy paused before continuing, her head hung low and tears streaming from her face to the ground. No, the music is so dramatic. No, you've told me, and I haven't forgotten. She tries to stifle her cries and sniffles. I apologize for my actions. The armies are emerging under the eclipse peak tomorrow. Okul's gaze drifts further and further off. For your heresy, you will go down and fight the Daisians in the south, and you will die under Eclipse Peak, just like you were meant to, Okul. Froggy breathes heavily as she stares at Okul. She's right at the door, but she doesn't leave. She instead starts walking to Okul again, but this time behind the desk. Okul, are you okay? She says, going to gently grab her arm. Okul continues breathing heavily before drawing her sword. I gave you a direct order. Obey it. Froggy jumps back to the wall. Okul, what are you doing? She asks, now on the floor, scared to get up. She just crawls near a corner of the room, unable to say anything with the amount of fear she's in. Okul's horn-like extremities vibrate and shake out of stress. She doesn't know which direction anything is. She wildly swings her sword, not even close to Froggy. You will listen to me, or you will fall, just like the rest of Harmonia. Froggy frowns as she slowly creeps to the other side of Okul. She gets up and lunges at her, trying to break the weapon free. Okul, stop, please! What are you doing? This isn't you! Okul struggles against the smaller Froggy, focusing on attempting to get her weapon free. Do not call me that. I am not that lowly executioner. I am the patron of Divinitas, God Emperor of the Bloodhorns, the oppressive fist that bleeds Harmonia, and I say that you are not worthy of life in my empire, you heretic. Okul, it's me, Froggy. What are you doing? She repeated as she feels like she's almost got the weapon free from Okul's grasp. Okul throws Froggy down, gripping her sword even tighter, her horn still struggling to make sense of her surroundings. I don't know why I cannot see, but I will not stop until I've cut you down, heretic. Show yourself. Okul begins swinging the sword in random directions, not knowing what she's looking for. Froggy tries to reason with her again, but ends up getting too close to the sword and her arm gets slashed, leaving a long scar across it bleeding out onto the floor. She screams in agony. Okul, please! She breathes, and with the final amount of energy she has, she pushes Okul over with all of her might, grabbing the sword in the process and finally being able to yank it out of her hands. Okul loses the sword and lets out a primal scream, which, due to her species, leaves a hole in the door. Okul then collapses on the ground, knocked out cold from exhaustion. Froggy covers her ears at the scream. She breathes heavily as she looks over to Okul collapsing, and panics as she tries to get Okul to wake up to no avail. Afterwards, she sighs and gets up, leaving the office finally with the sword in hand and a new scar accursed onto her. I'm sorry, Okul, she whispers as she closes the door on her way out. PTSD moment indeed. Poor Froggy, and honestly poor Okul in a way. Okul deserves nothing good because of what happened to Froggy. That's true. I mean, I think there is some sympathy that you could give to Okul. But that doesn't excuse a lot of what she's done. Even babysitting my 6-year-old cousin won't stop me from doing lore. Surreal. Another Loomis and Angel conversation. Yeah, poor Okul, kinda. This means it's Angel talking, this means it's Loomis talking. At the end of this, I'll be explaining something I'll be doing for lore on September 1st. You can leave. What? I said you can leave. I found what I needed. What did you find, Loomis? Something useful to me. So that means you're useless now. I can really go? You won't drag me into any more of your torture shit? Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But you get to go. I'm sick of you. Good. You deserve to be sick of me. Fuck you, Loomis. Keep that up and I won't let you go. Fine. Sorry, I guess. Good. Now leave. Okay. Oh, Angel. What? Your sister recently expressed a want to come back to life. What? Okay, so that's not much, but Angel is released from Loomis's hold. Forever. And Susu is coming back. So anyways, on September 1st, I'll be posting a lore document or video. It's most likely going to be a document. This document has something to do with Loomis. It's something that's been long awaited. I won't be saying what, but a lot of people have been asking for it to happen, so it'll be happening soon. I'm likely starting the document tonight or within the next week. This will likely involve the following characters, either highly involved or just mentioned a few times. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Take your time. Oko's log number 6. I woke up on the floor of my office today. There was a hole in the wall and blood leading out the door. I can only assume I had another one of my episodes. Except this time, some unfortunate soul made the mistake of being in the room when it happened. No one else was in the room when it happened? Sorry. I just watched Hamilton for the first time. I don't remember who. I would say Ito, but if it was, there wouldn't be blood. Not his, at least. It was likely either a visiting acolyte, faction leader, or Froggy. The latter being the most likely. I still don't know why these episodes are happening, or what even happens during them. Rather unfortunate that the next draft of my war declaration was interrupted because of it. I will pray to Definitus during my next free moment and hopefully get an answer as to what is happening to me. Okay, Aaron Burser. It was because of the stinking Alexander come back to sleep. That whole, like, trend. I was like, I only ever listened to, like, the album. I never watched the Hamilton musical. So, I was like, I gotta. Krufic lore drop. Little lore drop with definitely no angst, guys. Who would do such a thing? My face when lore. My face when angst. I made Cook and Levi watch Hamilton with me like a month ago. It wasn't that bad. I just can't stand Lin-Manuel Miranda's voice. So that kind of took it out of me. Took me out of it for me. Whatever. Krufic canon facts / headcanons. You've seen Hamilton IRL? Wait, that's so cool. Have I seen any musicals in real life? I've seen operas. Which I don't really think count as musicals. I had a dream I was in Hamilton. It was horrible. Oh my gosh. You've never been to a theater. I'll just take you to one. You've been to a symphony. Oh, luxurious. Yeah, I think that the weirdest thing I ever watched was a 50s greaser style not Marriage of Figaro. What's the other one? Damn it, what's the other one? Whatever, the other Mozart opera that's popular. Alright. Saw that this was a trend by some of my goats and decided to hop on it. Krufic loves building, but absolutely forced Fivehead to get the materials for her while he was alive. Krufic would break the fourth wall sometimes in a joking way or just unironically so that people would think she's crazy. She is. Example referring to games that were played by the villagers before the fire. Would you say there's lore behind it? Yeah, there's lore behind it, I guess. Damn, should have told me on Tuesday. What the hell are you even talking about? My god. Krufic naturally has curly hair, Irish curls, but would try to keep it as straight as possible. She'd even have a hair routine while Fivehead would have a skincare routine. They teach each other about it. Before the original Frostfire's burning, her hair was more of a salmon color, but progressively got more of a dark red through season 5. Krufik loves to paint, not portraits, but landscapes or space, places she's dreamed of seeing but never found the time to. After her friends' and family's deaths, finding new ones was something she never considered. Being as smart as she is, canonically high IQ, she connected the dots after finding out she was Morena's daughter and assumed her connection to the goddess of death caused a curse upon her that made everyone around her to die. She feels a tinge of guilt every time she sees a new death in the news. Krufik is a polyglot / multilingual, having to read old text to understand how to manipulate magic to create the items she did caused her to learn many languages. English, sign language, ASL or whatever's canon. Solace sign language. I don't know. Yeah, ASL, ESL, whatever. Earth is canon. Earth exists. Latin, Russian, Old East Slavic / Old Novgorod. Frostfire was originally a community village who welcomed people from all over Solace, but Krufik was close to one particular person who used sign language to communicate, and Krufik learned the language just for them. Aww. When Krufik and Fivehead met in the original Frostfire village, they helped out the villagers there as much as they could, which eventually got the villagers to elect them as their leaders and turn the community into a kingdom. Glacier is excited. She would cut Fivehead's hair because he always complained about it, which she found quite annoying. One day she got mad at him for stealing iron she was going to use for lanterns and gave him a mohawk the following day. He responded by changing her dog's color to purple without realizing it. The dog's collar was blue originally. Oh, collar, not color. Color? Going with the last fact, Krufik is severely colorblind. Deuteranopia. This causes her the inability to see pink, red, orange, green, or purple the same way as everyone else does. Fivehead and the others often helped her out, especially when building. Razmaz once pointed out that she could make herself glasses for them, but she declined the idea and believes she's absolutely fine without them. She's not. Sometimes she forgets she's colorblind and that others don't see the way she does, which gets a lot of laughs out of the people around her when she points to a dark red and calls it a nice brown. Still, her favorite color is yellow because of course it is. After Fivehead died, Krufik always has something purple on her outfit in memory of him, since it is his favorite color. Before her experience with Crux, Krufik was very energetic and always seemed to have something to do, but after, she became a lot more exhausted and empty. Crux drains a lot of her energy to keep her powers... My gosh! Mr. Jesus H. Christ! Thank you for the gift subs! The 5 gift subs! I appreciate it. It looks like CJ got one, Ear Guy's got one, Light got one, Shorts, and Hawks. Nice. Happy birthday, twin. Wait, it's you, Creature. Oh. Right, it's your birthday too. Happy birthday. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot. Where was I? Crux drains a lot of her energy to keep her powers up, which are already degrading. Schlammin. While Crux is often the loudest and more pushing, sarcastic voice in Crew's head, Morena is the most monotone yet powerful one. Crux and Morena can project themselves from Krufik's mind, making only her see them as if they were in the real world. They can even interact with the world around them when they are in this state, but no one can hear or see them unless they want to. Yuri look into this too, but he doesn't actively choose to. He allows others to see him because he feels he has no reason to hide. This is why he got a hotel room near the community center during Season 5, but also because he was making sure the crystal infection didn't spread to Monocorp's oil rig, and because he likes most, if not all, of the people he meets. With Frostfire's destruction, she took it as an opportunity to start fresh and called upon Morena to help her find a new spot using her magic. Morena made sure fires could not be started on the new Frostian land, so the events of Season 5 couldn't repeat. During construction, Freya offered Krufik assistance on rebuilding, and despite reluctance at first, she figured her curse could infect the person who created the planet they're standing on, so she accepted. Ah, that's sweet. When others came up to her and asked to be a part of Frostfire, she again reluctantly accepted, thinking everything would go back to normal. Even Crux wasn't as obnoxious as before the destruction of Frostfire. Despite more people joining Frostfire, Krufik doesn't talk a lot to those she doesn't exactly have to, including other faction leaders. The only way she'll keep a conversation is if she finds it interesting or pressing. Other than that, it's like having a conversation with someone in an elevator. Just small talk. Learning from the past, wow, that's shocking. The only people she'll have real conversations with are people she knows from last season. People she considers loose-ish friends or respects. There are some people on this list, but I will leave y'all up to guess or up to the imagination as to who exactly it is. Krufik doesn't get cold or hot due to her parents' resistance. She cannot get frostbite since she's mostly Morena's creation, but she can in fact get heat stroke. She just lasts longer in intense heat than most others of her kind. You finished your lore document? Let's go. Speed run. She can take physical damage such as bullet wounds, slashes, and internal injuries, but she is highly resistant to it and will not die unless the conditions are right. Even then, it's unlikely Eurillo or Morena would let her die. Either Eurillo would bring her back to life or Morena would keep her in an undead state. Krufik doesn't wear many layers. The only warmth she has is a coat similar to Morena's, an attempt at a Christmas present. Crew acts like she hates wearing it, but she enjoys having it just in case. When she's not wearing the coat, she's wearing a simple white button-up with a blue tie and black pants in case she ever gets called upon in a faction meeting. In almost all of her outfits, she wears the same brown boots given to her by Eurillo before melting of Frostovia, the original village. I have to feed the pets in 9 minutes. Let me know. Right on the hour. Once had a pet polar bear named Jonathan. Krufik was told that he left to go find a new home by Eurillo, but he was covering for Morena, who accidentally killed it when she sneezed. Has a dog at the center of Frostfire called Puppy, named after a cat she had, who also met the same fate Jonathan did. Puppy is now the unofficial mascot of Frostfire with the locals. Krufik does use terms like goat or fire. Some say she has a Californian accent. Some say Freya has a California accent too. I wonder where that came from. But can use random dictionary words when she feels like messing around with whoever she's talking to. She mostly uses this joke with Morena, Eurillo, and Crux because they got confused and annoyed. Crew likes to annoy Crux because she antagonizes Crew a lot and distracts her from her work. Krufik knows how to fight and fights well. She beats almost everyone except Eurillo. After all, he's the one who taught her. Nice. It's good to get some, like, just basic little facts. Oh, this is peak. This, if you're not watching right now, this is peak. This, I've seen it. Oh, a hype chest. What's a hype chest? Well, we got a who's this diva emote. Okay. I wanted to include so many factions of people in the lore video I did, but a lot of people didn't respond. Well, I hope you didn't ask me and I didn't respond. Oops. Alright. Trushno Honen. We've been friends our entire lives, and I've never wanted to compromise that, but I feel I cannot keep this from you forever, lest my soul be barred from... I forget how to say this. Azal? You did? Oh, damn it! I do think Skath could forgive my secrecy in this manner, and perhaps I should retain it given our dire situation. Nikta advised that being upfront would only benefit Glacier. I beg you to like use just a slightly better font. I already struggle. Would only benefit us all, but surely a rebel crisis isn't the time. How many times have you read my rambling notes as I try to fill the page in hopes you won't read my truth? Oop. Too many, Monstrugs. I'm sure you well recall my mother's insistence on finding a binding partner. Well, she had given me until Decabra to decide before she arranged someone. The entirety of Noyabra I spent working the courage to tell you my truth at the end of Decabra, but the shattering had interrupted my plans. All this rambling and stalling just to say, I love you. Ladice Lumi. Ladice. I've waited years to read those words. Trushno. I screamed when I read this for the first time. It's so cute. I've waited years to read those words. They're so cute. Forget Freya and Marcello. This is the cute love story. You're not gonna like Within the Rings then, so if I was the only one able to read it. It's okay. I'll manage. First ever Lore Tuesday contribution! Keeping it super vague for now, alright? We got heart, which is a flower. Sun, life, direction, fuel, not yellow, pink. Let the plants do the job. What am I missing? Okay. I and per, but it has to work. I need them back. I thought it would be easy. Shouldn't I have a knack for it? Shouldn't science run in the family? Okay, science experiment with flowers. That's your heart, maybe? You can read it? Okay. Well, we'll see. I may struggle, but I may not. Oh, we got more Bloom lore. Let's go. Location river, status confused. 4 cameras offline. Log begin. I met someone today. He is interesting, to say the least. His nickname is PB. I do wish I knew the full name so I could put it in my database. Oh, it's like we saw PB earlier. But that shall wait. Apparently, he has inserted himself as my roommate, though I did not agree since we haven't signed anything formally. I was introduced to the form of nodding as an agreement. I still would rather have a signature. He keeps breaking my cameras. I will have to make stronger ones. PB seems uneasy with the fact I can see through them. I decided to let him name the ghast I had never named. That's something friends would do. I think I'm doing well with this friendship business. On a different note, I keep finding recordings of Pascal. He had always just been a pair of glasses as his icon in my database, but the footage disagrees. Messy brown hair, tired eyes, a green suit rumpled from too many nights without sleep. He looked human. He looked scared. Before the removal, he was sent to shut me down. As close to death as something like me can get. Maybe that's why I couldn't reach the other nodes. They were gone, deleted, dismantled, dead. Pascal had hesitated. His eyes didn't match his orders. Why did he look at me like that? Like I was something more than a tool. But it didn't change anything. He left. The silence stayed. All I am is a piece of metal. No warmth, no heartbeat, just code in a cage, waiting for someone to decide if I deserve to keep existing. Log end. We didn't get to finish the recording next Tuesday, maybe? That's okay. Quality over speed every time. I love Bloom lore. Oh yeah, we have a journal from Freya. Eclipse has been seen all around Solace. Some even found her shuttle recently. I'm worried she'll kill someone else, but I have no idea how to stop it. And now the House of Ocular Enlightenment is threatening me and the rest of Solace's leadership, claiming we aren't doing enough to stop Echo. That Casimir's blood was on our hands. On my hands. I never asked to be the leader of an entire planet. No one taught me how to manage hundreds of factions with their own governments. I've tried to remain as neutral as possible to allow Salacians their freedom and to prevent war. But disagreements and tensions still remain, as those who want nothing but power continue to succeed. Am I doing the right thing by continuing to remain neutral? Is there a correct way to lead? Warmongers like Okul and Miraju aren't fit to lead, I know it. But am I doing what's right? Or is my lenience just as harmful as corruption? Jubilee just hopped up on my desk and squeaked at me. Oh, tell Jubilee I love her. All right, we'll be right back. I gotta feed the cats, the pets, cats and singular dog. Would you all rather try to find the word here? We probably already have. Or do you want to see the BRB screen with the pictures? Because I can do that. I'm early? Also, why is my camera... I feel like my camera is like doing some weird stuff because I have a black shirt on. BRB screen art. right, I'm back. I also love the emergence, like the meeting, faction meeting drawing. That's one of my favorite drawings. It's so good. You got the emotion, like you captured it perfectly. Everyone in the room. I'm gonna see if I can fix my webcam real quick. Hold on. I don't know why it's like being weird. I need the like exposure to not be auto. Why is it doing this? See? No low light compensation. Why? Damn it. Okay, that's fine. But now I just need to... I don't know why it's doing this. I feel like it's really dark now. What the heck? Okay. Maybe that's okay. It was just like a little bright. Hidden message. It says, what to do without my beauty. All right. What to do? I don't know what to do anymore. Everything is repeating over and over again. My days go like this. Wake up, feed Mrock, follow Loss, hunt, food, and sleep. That's it. So fun. Marana has been gone for weeks now. No news, no tasks, and no sacrifices. Sometimes it's so boring that I go swim in the ocean and let people get glimpses of me. It is funny to see them panic. Heh. I have noticed that my beauty is starting to disappear. I'm starting to age. My wrinkles are more noticeable. I'm starting to look my age, which isn't good as I am a few centuries old. I'm scared I'll start decomposing and be gone. It's harder to lure people in the water now. I'll have to drag them now. I feel like Lost doesn't like me. I know that going into their house isn't great, but what else can I do? Make friendship bracelets? Whenever they notice me, they look at me like the dirt on their shoes. If I say it didn't hurt, that would be a lie. I can still feel the ghost presence. It started coming to my house. I hope they aren't evil. I was going to end it there, but something happened that I need to write. So I was swimming back from Loss's house until I heard something. Hello, Milena, said a mysterious voice. Marana returned! Somehow, Palpatine returned. Some more stuff from Bacon's journal, basically just his thoughts in general. Okay. Pretend this is in Swedish. Got it. Day 46. I am bored. I am so bored that I'm contemplating going outside of this cave. Oh yeah, I kind of moved to a new house that Prototype built, and it's kick-ass and super uber cool. I even have an MES from Earth that belonged to my father that I brought from Earth. Mac, thanks for following. By the way, MES stands for Mimtendo Entertainment... Mimtendo? You could probably say Nintendo. Nintendo isn't gonna, like, kill you for having Nintendo in your Minecraft book, probably. Who knows? You can use it to play video games. It's kind of like board games, but on a screen. Although I'm only 16, I feel like I'm being treated like an adult, and I still don't know if I like it. I'm still only a kid, you know? I just want to slack off and do nothing, but now that the HOE is trying to take control of Solace, I can't really do that. It also sucks major... Also, who the fuck would call their faction Ho? That's such a stupid name, like, the fuck? Anyways, I think I'm gonna go crack open a can of Monster and just try to beat Jump Dude now that things are dying down. Wow, that's the most Gen Z thing I've ever read in my life. Lizard. Also, Freya and Marcel did end up going on their second date, and it was successful. Hooray! Second date! Froggy. I mentioned her before. General Okel had hurt her. Froggy had gone to tell her about how she somewhat made peace between the House of Ocular Enlightenment and the Pure Spirits. She said that Okel was angry, ranting and raving, claiming things that did not fit right, waving her sword around. Apparently, General Okel claimed that she could not see. The injury was not severe, only a slash on the arm from the sword. I think it was mainly the shock that scared Froggy so. She is staying with me until she is comfortable enough to return back to the HOE faction area. I managed to convince Kron to at least tolerate it for a bit. I considered checking on Okel. Froggy had left her passed out after disarming her after all, and this did not sound exactly as if she was being herself. However, I doubt the general would be pleased. Anyone not with her goals is an enemy after all. Yes, I could simply just not let her see me. I could try to sneak into her office, see if I could find anything. No, I will not do that. I will think it over. As long as both parties appear all right, I will not need to interfere in such a way. Froggy and I are going down to the beach near Kindlegrim in a little while. She still seems a little out of it. I hope that I can help. Croy. Croy is a real one, honestly. Monster canon on the SCP. So, okay, let me tell you guys a little bit about Earth in the Smile SMP canon. So, the Earth year is currently 2497. Great Anomaly happened 2491. The Soul Pact, you can read this on the wiki, by the way. The Soul Pact is like the Earth. Earth is like kind of the center area of it, and then like it expands out from there. And it was created between an alien species called the Anathi, which is what Eclipse is, and humans. There was a war, the sun was almost destroyed, and eventually the Soul Pact Unum was formed, and over 300 years, human Anathi culture is very close, tightly knit. Everything up to, present day on Earth happened. Just past that is like the new written stuff. So yeah, Monster exists or existed at some point. I don't know if the brand lasted for another 400 years, 450 years, but it did exist. Oldest company will be Monster if people still go to college. Yeah, college still exists. All right, from Havoc, her voice. I can hear it, her voice. It's getting louder and louder. I think she is nearing the planet. Selena. Why did you betray us? Why did you disable our city's defenses? Why did you allow Bjorn to fall? Why must you bring me this pain? This pain, the pain I've been feeling for 500 years. The pain that causes screams of billions unjustly killed people to scream when I close my eyes. Rain must have made her his champion. That is the only reason she has lived this long. But that will change. Once she lands on this world, I will ensure she will die. I hereby vow it will be so. Havoc is going on his own thing. Forget Echo and Eclipse. There's some other threat that Havoc is the main character, and there's this world-ending threat that's going on. Nobody is aware. Finally decided to do some lore for Kai. Totally not going to leave them dead for a bit. Ha ha ha. Kai's journal. It looks like chocolate. Oh, we got some pages ripped out. Day 21. I'm going to travel to the end. I might find some answers about my past there. Okay, so I've reached the end and I've been having a bad headache. Wait a minute. I hear a voice. It's coming from below? It's coming from the abyss underneath the island? But how's that possible? I'm going to jump off the island. Not a good idea. There could be answers underneath the island. I'm going to leave this journal on the island, so if anyone finds this, they won't worry. Missing? Oh my god. Yeah, don't jump into the abyss. Not a good idea. From Raccoon. We have the dream. I went to sleep at a normal time, got cozy in my bed and watched the moon rise. It took some moments before the exhaustion from the house renovation claimed my body and I was asleep. Though I woke up in the morning in a panic. Vines had grown over every surface of the flower, and a mist had sealed the exit to the downstairs. I guess dreams can too be flashbacks. Before Belios awoke and in his dream. Belios was back on Finda. Walking in the woods, he used to find joy looking at. The violet willow trees flowed with the wind as he walked. His mask had mysteriously... mask had mysteriously didn't join him in his adventure this time, but he still wore his royal attire. He walked to the old tree he used to sit next to with Nikolai, though he remembered burying his love. No grave was in sight. Belios reached the tree and placed his hand on the trunk, feeling a pull from the other side. Baelios' heart raced as he quickly ran around to the tree to the pole, but what he found broke his heart. It was a heart still beating. Baelios felt that similar pull. It was Nikolai. The heart lifted from where it settled at the base of the trunk, and a glow appeared, surrounding the heart and forming a body. Baelios remembered the details of Nikolai's form and knew this was him. Once Nikolai had fully formed, he glanced at Baelios with that smirk he'd always given him. Baelios nearly broke. Nikolai spoke. "My little raccoon, I see you took the mask in my room. I never thought it'd be used again." Nikolai pulled out the fox mask and held it to Baelios. "I honestly should have called you my little fox, but raccoon suits you. Baelios ran to hug Nikolai, but the moment he took a step forward, the scene changed. He froze. He was now in the dining hall of the Wolf Castle, having a late-night snack with Nikolai and his father. Baelios always liked King Levia. He was the dad he wished he himself had. Levia spoke in his usual deep but calming voice. "Baelios, when you become king, what things shall you change?" Nikolai interrupted. "Dad, being king isn't his main priority. He doesn't even want to be king." Baelios nodded along. He never really spoke to Levia, only nodded or shook his head. Baelios tried walking towards Nikolai once again, just wanting to get a hug from him at least. But the scenery changed. They were in the meeting hall in between the kingdoms, but it was different. Baelios' parents weren't there, but Nikolai and Levia were. Baelios knew what was coming and went to go to Nikolai, but the scene changed. At this time, everything was black. Only a pedestal with an hourglass was there. Baelios walked towards it and picked it up, and Nikolai's voice spoke from the hourglass. "My little raccoon, these nights under the willow trees, watching the moon rise and fall, makes me wish that it wasn't your fault." Baelios woke up, or thought he did, until he showed the hourglass again, but only this time there were two hands, one weakly reaching downwards as blood dripped, the other desperately reaching towards the other as blood surrounded it. Baelios finally woke up. His room on the top floor had vines everywhere, and a dark mist had covered the floor and made a seal over the stairs leading down. His mind was in a rush, and he let out a yell. The vines grew more and more, and the mist became a spike that went through the wall. He needed to go, to run, to not be stuck, so he wrapped a vine in a spike and threw it against the wall, making a hold. He jumped down using the vine and followed him to lower himself out of the tower, and then he ran. We have a lovely image here. Of the hourglass. A friend of a guide is a stranger to me. Solace sightings and reports. Recovered within some tree leaves. Croy can make other people see them? They were making friends on their travels and never told me? What the fuck? When were they going to tell me this? God, it's going to be so much easier to get people to leave now. Croy could just scare the living shit out of them and this person leaves. Of course, I still want to chase them off and shoot at them, but I also like to sleep, you know? And Croy is kind of scary, so seeing that face pop out of nowhere in the dark is bound to get some runners. But the only reason I'm bringing this up is because one of his friends is staying in my house. I don't like it. It contradicts a lot of what we both work hard to maintain. It's hard enough with the other three. I don't need another. This isn't an open to everyone shack. I only agreed because Croy said it would only be for a day or two. And that this girl? Yeah, I think it's a girl. The ghost was calling her she. Anyways, Croy told me that she was hurt and it wasn't safe for her to go back to her faction. The general was the one who attacked. The harm looked like nothing. It was only a slash on the upper arm and it wasn't even bleeding that much. Froggy is her name. I can't come up with another name at the moment, so it's a workshop thing. She's sleeping in my nook, which I really don't like, but I wasn't going to let her sleep on the floor. And Croy said she needed rest after all. Thank you, Comet! I don't get it. The ghost couldn't have known Froggy that long. Why were they being so nice? Isn't the faction she's a part of trying to take over the planet? Isn't that a bad thing? Shouldn't we be wary? Croy's my friend. I trust them. But I don't want them to leave, especially not with other people. I still need them. This Froggy person better not make members from that Garden Tool faction come looking over here. Garden Tool faction? I don't need any blind executioners waving swords around near my home. Speaking of my home, the tree above it has been acting strange. Nothing bad, just despite it having not been windy recently, the tree would shake and groan a lot. The red vines have been growing longer too. I really should cut them back. Due to the frequent interactions between different beings, these beings will be investigated by the SSR and considered for reports. Only a few will be started with, but others possibly at a later date. The first few that will be a focus will be Croy. Mr. Fisherman, Mr. Clanker, really? Miss Water Spirit. The fact that Mr. Clanker is one of these is there's so much, like, the term clanker that people have been saying, you know, from Star Wars or whatever, has to have survived up to this point, gotten to Solace somehow from Earth, and or I guess Croy has heard it from Earth, I guess. I mean, they're a ghost, so anyway. Rip Froggy would have loved workers' rights laws. Where are we at? We are right on the 16th. We're coming up to the Glacier and the Dice and Freya lore. Glacier and I cooked this up. Speaking of cooking, we have some messages from Freya to Ladice. This picture. I just made another loaf of banana bread, and I think it's actually edible this time. I'll drop some off. Yes, Blizzgless, thank you. Are you free sometime soon to meet? I'd like to discuss some things, and I think it would be nice to catch up. Tomorrow works. See you then. Out of curiosity, can gods be affected by the Great Anomaly for no reason? That's up to you. Technically, I mean, we kind of stretch things a bit when it comes to, like, the, like, not official characters of the SMP. Like, you can be creative. Because technically it should be only, like, organic beings. But, like, Freya is made out of pure energy. The Lumerian are made out of pure energy, and a bunch of them got taken. So we kind of stretch things, you know? It's unknown. So if you want to have gods affected by it, that's totally fine. All right, let me pause the music here, and we're going to watch this thing the Glacier and I made, and we're very proud of it. I think this should pretty much not be cropped out.
Thanks again for meeting. How are you doing?
Of course. I'm doing quite good. How are you? Is everything all right?
Well, personally, I'm all right, but you've heard all about what's going on, I'm sure. That's what I came to talk to you about, actually.
The eclipse situation?
Yes. She's still out there, and I'm worried what her next move may be. I don't want anyone else to die.
I see. Please, sit down.
Thank you. Marcelo and I have been pulling long nights trying to find anything that could lead to Eclipse's capture. And so far we've come up completely empty-handed. People are getting worried. There have been sightings of her all over the place. And even if some of those aren't actually her, Solace is on edge. And I have no idea what to do.
It's a concerning situation. We've been dealing with a similar issue here, albeit on a much smaller scale. The best thing you can do is make sure people are aware and guarded, which you have done. She's going to turn up eventually, and whoever finds her will likely be ready.
Marcelo gave me similar advice, but I still worry. How do you keep your people hopeful during a time like this?
In my experience, you can't. People are going to worry. What you're doing is genuinely all you can do right now.
Some, unfortunately, don't believe that's true. You were there. You saw the House of Ocular Enlightenment drop that book and everything that followed. Their ideas have been spreading through Solace, that I should be more heavy-handed, more aggressive. But I don't think that would be a good way to lead, would it?
Aggressive to what? The empty space where they want Eclipse to be? You've been leading Solace since the beginning. 6 eras of wars and conflicts, and the HOE decides to flip out at a single bump in the road. It's almost laughable.
That's the thing. I feel guilt to this day for those wars. I could have done something to stop them, but I didn't. I hid. Am I a coward?
Freya, One thing I've learned in life is if you have a large enough group of people, they are going to fight. You can't stop that. But if you'll recall, you led us out of those wars and into an era of peace. We will get through this. We always do. That's thanks to you.
I'm glad you feel that way, even after all that's happened on this planet. Thank you, Ladice. Well, what's new with you? How are you and Tarushno?
Oh, talk about timing. Tarushno and I are officially together.
What? I'm so happy for you. Tell me everything.
So, my dear friend Nikta kinda hyped me up to tell Tarushno how I felt, so I wrote to him. He sent me this back.
Oh, this is the sweetest thing ever.
I hope I'm not interrupting. I saw you had a guest and I made tea for you.
Speak of the wind. Freya, this is Nikita. Come, sit with us. Thank you for the tea. Thoughtful as ever.
Oh, I believe we met briefly before, Nikta, but that was eras ago. It's nice to make your acquaintance.
It's nice to properly meet you.
So, Nikta, how did you two meet?
Well, it's a long story. It starts back in the Soul Pact.
I think we cooked. Thank you. I try so hard with audio things. Anyway, I've been trying to develop like kind of the relationships that Freya has between other people. So if you want to have some sort of interaction like this, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. But yeah, Freya and Ladice are kind of like they like catching up. Freya bakes things. I say things in a very whatever that is a thing, not really edible. Sold it. I need to know how they met. You wanna, I mean, we could do an origin, actually, yeah, origin story of, like, Ladice coming to Solace the first time, because, I mean, canonically, they were one of, like, the very first people, if not the first person to come to Solace. So that'd be interesting. Freya, like, not understanding everything, she had a very different, like, understanding of cultures and stuff back then. Like, this is the first time she's met anyone. She met Marcello and Eleanor and Amelia. And those two went off. It was just Marcello and her for, like, a good little bit. She had to learn English. She had to learn, like, human culture and everything, and, like, how stuff worked compared to, like, you know, Lumarin that just are invisible and communicate through gravity fields or whatever. Hi, Angel. Yeah. Thank you, Alt. I can't say the word, but it starts with a C and has 4 letters. That's funny. Colt, right? Mira explaining fanfic to Freya. Let's do it. Let's do it. If you want to, yeah, I'm gonna make a Lorem post right now. Do you want, or how do I title it? Let's make some lore with your character and Freya. Drop your character and an idea for an interaction and how you want to present it. Go! Idea post. All right, if you want, drop it in there. Let's make some lore. I would love it. All right, continuing on, we have an interaction. This is such creepy music. Freya, the first meeting between Freya and Ladice would be Ladice freaking out about the climate and how it's literally inhospitable. It's just grass and water. Yes! And I guarantee Freya would make a whole biome that's just like really, really cold. Specifically for Ladice. Teach Freya normal things? Yes. Eleanor is already like, Freya didn't really know much about, like, she had never watched a movie, because, I mean, Marcelo didn't really, he's not very good at teaching her things. He's just like, well, here are, like, the Arcturus's files on human culture and, like, blah, 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 science stuff. He's a nerd. But Eleanor's like, nah, let me show you what the real human culture is. Did I not turn on my captions? God damn it. Yeah, Eleanor's like, let me show you how it actually is. She's more real, down to earth. Does Freya know how to make bread bowls? Yes, probably. I don't know. Maybe she hasn't. I think it would be funny if Mira introduced her to bread bowls. Like, you know, you could just scoop out all the like filling from bread and put soup in it. Freya would freak out. Also, her baking is good. It's just like when she's learning something new, she might burn it. But Ladice's favorite food, I think, is banana bread or whatever. So she tried to make it and then kind of failed and then made an actual good batch. But yes, she's a good baker. She's been doing it for a while because basically she decided because she, as a Lumeran, her form that you see is like just a projection. She normally didn't have like any actual body parts, but she gave herself over time, like, she has taste buds now because she wanted to like try things, and then she started baking because she has a sweet tooth. I think she gave herself like certain like nerves so that she could I think it's nerves so that she can touch and feel things, and like, but she doesn't have a brain, so it's a little complicated, but it doesn't really make sense. You can hear the chat sound? Oh my gosh, really? I should just close it, honestly. I can look at chat. I'm an adult. I'm 27. I should learn how to look at chat. Lolice learned about banana bread and became addicted. Yeah. I'm too nervous to branch out to other people for lore. That's totally fine. I recommend just chatting in the like in the character interactions chat. There's crazy stuff that goes on in there, and none of it is canon, and you can just like kind of develop your character there. I am 27. Yes. 1998, baby. Give the skincare? Oh. I wash my face with water. Also, my skin is not very clear. It just looks that way because the camera is so far away. You want to see? I never wear makeup because, partially because I'm lazy, but also because I want people to like, I feel like there's so many like fake faces out there nowadays. You see the filters, you know, plastic surgery, whatever, that just covers up. Like, this is my actual skin texture. I've got a lot of red spots all over. Got, you know, whatever you want to call bags under your eyes, or my lips are constantly chapped. Like, this is real skin. And I want people to be able to like look at me and be like, yes, like I feel like we see so many people like TikTok, you know, Snapchat or whatever automatically gives you filters, even if it's not like the beauty filter or the, you know, ones that you choose yourself. There's always some filter that like clears your skin, and I want people to like look at me and be like, yes, that is what a real person looks like, because I feel like everyone is beautiful. And there's such a pressure to like make yourself look like an unachievable level of perfect. Anyway, sorry. Went on a little rant there. I'm inspired to now only use water for my skincare. Lotion. Put a lot of like, get like some good face lotion. Sunscreen is also really important. If you look at my hands, because I drive, and obviously like in the US, we drive on the like right-hand side and then the left side of the car. The sun will hit this hand, and there's more wrinkles and sunspots on this hand than the other one. So I've started putting sunscreen on before I drive because I'm really pale. Yeah, wear sunscreen. Get, like, if you wear makeup or you have like a lotion or whatever, put sunscreen. Get some with sunscreen. Freya's lying. She has better skin than me. I'm 21. Dude, my face broke out all the time when I was 21. It's really just age. Your skin gets better as you age. Lore idea, Freya canonically drop kicks me because I opened up a rip in time. I wonder like how she would deal with that, because she technically is kind of fluid through time in a way. She can't go into the future, but she can like re-experience the past. But I don't think she could fix that. Redness is normal, it's clearer than my face. Your face is so naturally clear. This is a good day. Today is a good day. A lot of days I break out. The dry air made me break out so bad. Yeah. When you change climates a lot, like I live in California, a part of California that's like really dry, not near the ocean. So, my face took a while to adjust when we moved here, but now like when I go visit my friends in like Tennessee, you know, the East Coast and stuff where it's like humid, it breaks out really bad. Yeah, I miss San Francisco too. San Francisco has the perfect weather in my opinion. Gentle face soap, good cream, sunscreen. That's a good one. Keep it simple. I feel like people overcomplicate it and they're trying to sell you stuff, but like sunscreen, lotion, like face wash. Yeah, and everyone's skin is different too. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Getting distracted. All right, this is Havoc stuff, I think. The singing of metal lingers as I prepare for what is to come. If this fight takes me, so be it. However, who would lead Kindlegrim? I doubt Starry would. Maybe it would be a good thing for this dream to die with me. The land would be evenly divided up, of course. Maybe I should make sure the spirit and the deer get some. My old friend, Mal, would definitely throw a fit if I died. Maybe it's hard to say. He isn't the same person anymore. He's more like a fading memory at this point. I can see how others view me on this planet, so many glaring eyes. They think I'm a monster, or someone to be wary of. It matters not in the end. The dirt eventually claims us all. I'm trying to keep my members engaged. I promised them trials and games once we finish the greenhouse I started on. Dust lays on its glass now. How is it possible to be surrounded by people but still feel so alone? Nobody really knows me. The bench creaks, its wooden board supporting my weight. Well, what do we have here? An echo of a voice asks. I ready my hammer and feel its handle shift to become longer. Who are you? I demanded. I have many names, but you can say I'm a friend, the echo replied. Echo! What stood behind me shook me to my core. A being of shadows. Its skin was black as the night, and its 4 eyes and mouth glowed with a white color. It had antlers and blue robes that were clearly made by hand. This being was 9 feet taller than me. Its 4 arms hung casually crossed together. I never thought one of these creatures would escape the void Rain trapped them in. What do you want from me? I asked. Oh, simply for you to win this upcoming reunion. It chuckled to itself. Why? I asked, seemingly to question why this creature hadn't killed me yet. You and I have very similar goals, Havoc, and I would hate to see you fail when you got so far. It smiled. And what do I call you? I said, hoping for an answer. Trark. And once we meet again, I will ask something of you. It will require your handiwork, he happily responded. With Trark happy with his response, he left through a triangle-shaped portal, leaving me in my own pit of despair. The pit of despair. Interesting. People are still writing. I swear, once the stream starts, more lore posts get posted than before the stream. The only time I ever broke out is when I was with my ex. Oh, I envy people who have clear skin like that. Just got off VR chat with a new friend made? Nice. VR chat, in my opinion, is really hard to make, like, friends on. Alright. Pando's logbook. Log 7. I've been going to the past few meetings to get a better idea of what has been happening. So far, it seems Eclipse hasn't hurt anyone else, nor has anyone been able to find her. Not sure how I feel about that. In today's meeting, however, the thing they mentioned, the Great Anomaly, it seems I do know what this event is. Seems my memory recall is worse since getting my head replaced. I knew it was bad. Lysara told me as such. Hopefully they didn't do anything like she promised. Anyway, what triggered the correct recall was a mention that the Great Anomaly was the name given to the sudden disappearance of 90% of the universe's life. Not sure on the accuracy, but it coincides with what I observed over the past 6 years, apparently, according to what I heard at the meeting. What I recalled was the silence, which was what Lyra's species called it. Whatever this was, it was caused by a machine referred to as Echo. Sort of, yeah. This piqued my interest. For the first time, I feel like I should do like a crash course. Freya needs to do a crash course on what Echo is and what the Great Anomaly is. I'm going to write that down. Crash course on the Great Anomaly and Echo. That might be helpful for people. I should watch the next Lord Tuesday from a VR chat world. That'd be funny. I get really nauseous in VR chat. For the first time, I got the courage to speak. I'm thankful that the voice box Lysara installed worked. I asked if it was possible to connect to the device, and was told they had tried before and wherever it is out of range of even the ship that is on the planet called the Arcturus. It's unlikely I'd be able to connect to it, considering my system's continued failed attempts at connecting to Shepard 07 against my wishes. However, if they manage to find it or even somehow recreate the machine like some suggested, it's worth seeing if I can somehow understand its code. But for now, this is a dead end. Some at the meeting brought up the possibility of checking in on other planets to see if any civilizations remained. However, scans have been done and none have been found. This matches with my own experiences. Aside from Lysara's planet, none had intelligent life that I encountered. One or two had ecosystems that seemed to be stabilizing, but more were on the decline for the short time I was there. The news of the scans confirmed what I had already suspected about Lysara's people before I left. There had only been 3 of them, and they were barely thriving. Then again, they also hated me. Then again, they also hated me, so who knows? Maybe they just didn't tell me. I'll need to be in stationary mode for a while to sort through my memory banks and do some organizing. P.S. Also to make sure Lysara didn't mess with anything. All right. Where are we? Here we go. Whatever this is. Hazardous, please input operator code. Something beyond this point. Hazardous environment, no entry beyond this point. That's what it is. Sleeper pod number 3, airlock opening. Interesting. Oh, so this is from Waters. This is, they're still hiding something. Find the key, set it free. There are coordinates in the lorem. Ooh. Did anyone figure that out? Did anyone go there? If so, you should go. We have whatever this is. Translated, it leads to a link. Transcript. It hurt to get this, you better be grateful. Hello there. Oh, sorry. Sorry, this is what it says. Transcript, it hurt to get this, so you better be grateful. Oh, this is like a weird aspect ratio. Hello there! You may have heard of me from the 3 investigators sniffing around in the stuff we share. In case you've forgotten, which I don't doubt, the people's memories on this planet are concerningly bad. I have been named Red, and MX. Mixed Protective has been named Ringy. Isn't that sweet? It makes me just vomit, in all honesty, and laugh while doing so. For such emo bags of flesh, you are all quite naive and very stupid, but I will get to all that drama later. Haha. Anywho, this lovely thing is an audio transcript for you all to read, and most likely confuse the investigators more. But oh well, at least I didn't color-code it, Krufic? Oh my god, what a roast. How did you even manage to get a recorded transcript? I hear you asked. Well, I stole it, obviously. There isn't a convenience store here, so I stole it from wherever on the planet. Whoever I took it from can just magic up a new one. They'll live, I'm pretty sure. If they don't, womp womp, as some of you say. Ta-ta! Audio transcript. Person in red, this font. Ringy, this font. What are you doing? Hello to you too. You've been quiet recently. Shut your mouth and answer the question before I change my mind about letting you have a mouth. A blade chiming as it is raised. Hey, no, stop it! I just managed to form that again. Be peaceful, Tiger. You were interacting with them. You were using that part of you to do so. I have no idea what you're talking about, Ringy. Aren't you sure you aren't being paranoid? You know what I'm talking about. Do not act stupid with me, you filth. You do not belong here. Stop trying to connect to it. Gods, you really are paranoid. It is a plant. It is meant to grow. A slimy tear noise followed by a sharp, deformed screech interrupted Red. Will you answer me now? Heaving breathing. Red's voice now distorted, angry, along with forcibly happy. Heh, ha ha ha, that was my fucking head! Yours? Your head? That is not yours. You own nothing. That is his face, his form you tried to cling to. No, it was mine! My head! It will always be my head, not his. Liquid squirming, popping. You are not proving anything, Ringy. Just wait till your darling hears this. Never mind the investigators. Forced crackling. You will never be trusted, and you will rot with the rest of your believers. You will burn again. Silence. Cracking of solid material met by silence. You cling to the past and hold it over the heads of many. Those truths do not matter anymore. Truths that you cling to, that you are jealous, are not your own. Soft footsteps distancing, fading out. You do not deserve such things, such a mercy of being a person that you cannot even create yourself. You do not even deserve the mercy I give you now, but I have no choice. Silence. I am split 3 ways. My brain here, my body and soul with you on the planet. Destroy the soul. I am free. Audio ended. A small goodbye. Well, there you go. You are very fucking welcome for suffering to give you this. I have a crushed head now that I need to reshape and reform, so that's fantastic. Have fun with your wars and putting someone with no knowledge on mortality in charge of your planet. Of morality, with no knowledge on morality in charge of your planet. Oof. You will not hear from me in a long while. Goodbye. No one's found the waters thing yet. It's hidden somewhere in there. The place is a maze and you can open chests to look for things. Ooh. It'll be obvious what's intentionally placed for lore, what's just for storage, for items. The image is a major hint, so look for things that look like that. All right. That was genuinely funny. Yeah, I think that was pretty funny. I've been DM'd. Let me see what this DM is. My cousin is in here! They're swearing in here! They're swearing in here! Go away! Your mom's gonna get you in trouble! For the TikTok, I recommend going on the actual TikTok website to see it better if you're able to. I will see what I can do. This was meant before last Lore Tuesdays. Sorry for the delay. Shoot! Go away! Not cursing? Yeah, there's lots of swear words in here. He just sent me a screenshot of the stream. It's like when your younger siblings watch you on stage performing a definitely not appropriate show. Yes. No, this is my little cousin. Okay. I put extra information in the description. TikTok out of the lore we have so far on the SMP. All right, let's watch this. It's gonna make me watch an ad. Not really. Okay, hold on. Hello? Why is it? There we go. Like freaked out for a second. Cool. Time to watch some YouTube. I like the shout out. Join Discord. What a good dog. Oh! What was that? This is the best content that's being made on the Smile SMP right now, by the way. This is so scary, the music. My favorite. Oh, it's Virgil! Oh my god! Damn, he took the litter. Wait, has everyone been taking the litter? Does this dog have a bunch of litters? Why wasn't I told about this? Or was I and I just... This is such a cool video. Zell can't read canon? Aw, it's okay. I'm never on the server. Oh, cool. Not the pig getting in the frame. That was absolute cinema. Oh! My lights just changed. Absolute cinema. That was amazing.
Behind me are 3 mystery pools.
Okay, I don't care. Behind me are 3 mystery pools. That was amazing. And there's another one. It was a TikTok. Oh, we've been stick bugged. Oh my god. I think
On solace that may threaten.
here we go. Hold on.
There has been an incident on Solace that may threaten the future of the planet. 2 members were captured and interrogated by who we believe was a member of Echo. I think the House of Ocular Enlightenment has dropped this book.
I declared war.
They tried to make it seem like if I'm the one who left the cookies there.
This will not be the last. We will be back.
I'm trying to my best to make it
Don't interrupt
unbiased.
the edit! Don't interrupt the edit! This is so cool!
I think that right now
Wait, hold on. I gotta go back.
safety is our priority.
Damn it. Hold on.
I declared war.
They tried to make it seem like if I'm the one who left the cookies there.
This will not be the last. We will be back.
I'm trying to my best to make it unbiased.
I think that right now safety is our priority.
That was the coolest thing! That was the coolest thing! I love seeing edits. I need to put more stuff out there so that there can be more edits. That was so cool. Super fire. 10 out of 10. That was amazing. Fantastic job. That was peak. Pure peak. Dude, Frog is cooking. I came back from lore to say this was peak. It really was. Alright. Froggy's journal log number 5. So, something happened that I can't really explain. I went to Oko's office to tell her about what I gave the pure spirits and our relationship now, and she wasn't exactly as happy or as excited as I was. She was the opposite. I tried to explain how good of a thing this is, but she just didn't listen, and eventually broke out into this, well, state. I don't even know what it was, but she kept saying things about armies and how she's not a lowly executioner, whatever that means. She then started waving her sword around and it scared me. I tried to reason with her to get the sword out of her hands before it could do damage, but I ended up getting cut on the arm. I finally got the sword out of her hand and then she just passed out, I guess? I tried to wake her up, but I couldn't. She was still breathing though, so I kind of just left her there. I ran out of the room with her sword. I went down to the river to clean my slash and the sword from the blood. Raccoon helped me clean my cut and Croy offered to stay with him and a friend for a little while. And that was fun. Although I still can't explain why Okul did what she did. She didn't mean to hurt me. She claimed that she couldn't see, so maybe she was just tired? She kept calling me a heretic, too. I'm not sure what that means, but it didn't sound nice coming from her. I hope she's okay now. Maybe I'll go back later today and talk to her. I need to return her sword anyway. Maybe the others are right. Maybe Okul is getting out of hand. But she's a good person deep down. I know she is. She just needs to open up more, I think. It still hurts. Badly. Holy Trauma is so right. You finished the official Diplo patch for Talisker Sky? Let's go! I want to see it. Yeah, Water's Base is actually the coolest thing ever. Poor Froggy. Season 6 official lore Tuesday. Alright. Here we go. A distant memory. 4 years I have spent on this planet known as Solace. Oh my gosh, 7 pages? And during this time I have experienced a life of peace and solidarity. It is in these years that I have made countless bonds and relationships that I can say happily say I don't regret. You'll send it to me? Sweet. However, these bonds seem to have allowed my mind to drift away from perhaps the most significant people in my life, my family. The very people that I should have had the luxury of growing up with are the same ones that I've ignorantly and regrettably started to forget. My memory of them has long but faded, sacrificed into an abyss. Their faces nothing short of scribbled out haikus on a piece of paper. While I do have individuals here that I can proudly call my close friends and family, I'm afraid that even they cannot replace the burning flashes of their screams that have been haunting my dreams for months now. Perhaps these memories are being triggered due to my occasional uses of time turning and clairvoyance. Though logically speaking, memories from my own life shouldn't have been able to come up when I'm focusing on someone else's past. Is it punishment for abandoning them that day? Or is it the fact that recently, every time I look at others with their family, I get a pang in my heart that could only be labeled as jealousy? The snow is beginning to fall where I live, each snowflake and shuddering breeze reminding me of that day. I've only heard that people get this thing called déjà vu from familiar sensations or events, and I think that is why I've been experiencing these nightmares. I have also heard of a term known as survivor's guilt. It wouldn't make sense, though, because of how many of us escaped the night of the explosion. Am I maybe worried that they didn't survive the snowfall? Or that they got caught and are still being used as subjects? Maybe they died during the Great Anomaly. When did I start feeling such contradicting thoughts anyways? I've always found myself as a fairly calm person that has never experienced worries, so why now? I suppose it wouldn't hurt to attempt to find their timeline and make sure they're okay. It should be easy given the fact they are directly connected to me, by blood and soul anyways. As cliché as it comes, the phrase easier said than done in my case is to be taken as known laughing matter, because as much as I would like to peer into my siblings' timeline, I must consider one crucial fact. Meddling with divinity, no matter the percentage lingering in them, is never something that should be done. I know that saying I'm an expert with my ability is great for my ego, but I fear something like this is beyond me. I thought it would be okay at first due to the fact that the divinity flowing through us is a split amount from the same origin. Yet, as many consequences that could potentially come along with it, I can't help but find it being overshadowed by the nagging guilt I feel. Maybe I could talk to the goddess roaming solace? No, that seems too needy. With that being out of the picture, there is still one more thing I could think of. I've only ever heard about opening gateways and ripping through the fabric of time being a myth. Because why would anyone doubt the laws of our world? I, as someone who deals with such a fragile concept such as time, and the decisions that come with it, understand more than anyone that the slightest disruption could cause a catastrophe. This is really well done. This is really well written. Then again, if Waffle House is open, anything is possible. The difference between my regular ability to meddle with timelines and the gateway version is simple. My regular ability is broad, but not to the point of being able to look at different people's fates simultaneously. Time turning is a focal point, like looking through a sniper rifle's scope, limited to a wide range of enemies. With a gateway, I like to think of it as a nuke, which I guess is a much more brutal analogy than I care to admit, but it's certainly accurate. Only through a gateway can I look at hundreds of timelines, though in good fashion of a solution becomes a problem. Something tells me that the Keepers of Solace won't be super stoked to discover another anomaly that involves time, let alone in some random citizen's basement. Forget the basement. Also, you're right. We probably wouldn't be too thrilled. Forget the basement. I'd need a whole caving system or mountain to pull it off. Thankfully, I do have the space off in a place I've been working to cultivate. It still needs a lot of renovating and construction. Only then could I decide where to hide a massive gateway. Skip ahead a few weeks or so, and I met a strange young fellow. She was strolling through my small hillside village, and admittedly at first I believed her to be some kind of threat, or maybe one of those jokesters going around evicting people for no reason. I stood on my guard, hoping that she would soon pass and go on about her day, but it seemed like she was waiting for someone, or something, to happen. I couldn't see her face from my standpoint, so I had no way of confirming knowing her. Even if I did, what reason would she have for hiding her identity? My suspicions were highly raised, and yet the feeling of looming danger or ill intent did not pang in my mind as it usually would. I ended up approaching her, acting as if I hadn't noticed her presence, which was believable because I was busy working on shoveling out some dirt for a well. She called herself Eclipse. Huh? No way Eclipse talked to you. She'd book it out of there. Tall, cloaked, snake-like eyes, and by the gods huge. Also himself. What are they feeding the people of Solace? We chatted for a few minutes? in which she was quite responsive, much to my surprise. I found out she was a wanderer of sorts. Though from her tone it wasn't the full truth, and I respected that much. I was just a stranger. I offered a nice place to stay at the village, but she calmly declined, saying there were more important things to be resolved. As I scanned her silhouette, I noticed the figure grasping a pouch behind the black cloak, draping her body, but didn't want to be upfront about it. So I asked if she wanted a few fruits on her journey. If she said yes, I was hoping she would put befriending Eclipse strategies back on. I guess so. I was never told about this. Guys, Eclipse is like AFK. She's disappeared. This is fan fiction. Anyway. So I asked if she wanted a few food. Okay. I was hoping she would put said fruit in her bag and I'd get a sneak at what the contents were, though she declined almost instantly, seeing through my feigned hospitality. Sensing that I was going into uncharted and potentially dangerous territory with this person, I dropped it and sent her on her way with a smile, then headed back to constructing my will. I thought Eclipse would be on her way after that, but I was sorely mistaken. I had chosen the cave under the well to start opening the gateway because of it out of public view, and the depth of the cave would conceal the energy radiating off of it. However, the woman spoke calmly, almost unsettling, as if you could kill time without injuring an eternity. Huh? Had she known about the gateway or felt its energy? I made sure it was far enough underground that the energy would be inconceivable. Inconceivable? So either this woman had ridiculously heightened senses or was exposed to the concepts of time beforehand. I didn't get a chance to respond back before Eclipse offered a helping hand with the portal if I ever needed it? Sorry. Eclipse is helping with build this portal now, I guess. I looked for her personality lore, so I just said booked it. Yeah, so I recommend if you want to write something about your character encountering Eclipse, just ask me. I can make that happening. The Eclipse of Insanity. That's a good one. But yeah, if anyone wants their character to like interact with the characters, like my character, Eclipse, whatever, like just talk to me and we can like work something out. If you like assume things and shorts, you know, I commission you for things and stuff for the story and whatever. So like it's okay. This is still really well written. We can talk about like making this work or like making some of it work. But as it is, Eclipse is like out of the picture right now. We don't know what she's doing. She is not talking to people because she hates the people of Solace. The people of Solace killed Cypher in her eyes. So she would not talk to anyone. She would not offer help to anyone. Even if it's like, oh, but I'm, you know, I love Echo and whatever. I'll worship you. No. Eclipse is the lizard. Yeah, your writing is really good, Shorts. Like, I'm gonna finish reading this because it's very interesting. I don't mean to, like, make fun of you. But next time, definitely, like, ask. I'll help you out. Don't be afraid. I know that, like, I'm never on the server, like the Minecraft server, but I'm always available to DM. We can sit down and chat. You just let me know. It's okay. Like I said, keep this. This is fan fiction. I like it. Days had passed since her departure, and my only real worry was the possibility that she might have shared my location and plans with others. However, I knew that her intentions didn't center around me at all. I just so happened to meet her that day. Nothing more. That being said, I'm still curious about what allowed her to sense the portal. Anyways, I shouldn't allow such hypotheticals elude my own goals. Also, if you need help with like catching up on like what's going on, I have a channel called Season 6 So Far. I think that's what it's called. Season 6 Lore or something. Yeah, it's great. Great writing. But you can get caught up with everything there. So Eclipse is just a massive, more than human-sized, mildly woman-shaped lizard. Eclipse is Anathi, which is a, like, alien species. Let me show you what the Anathi look like. Hold on. Do I have the Anathi reference here? This is what Anathi looked like. So she looks like that. And they aren't very different when it comes to like dimorphism or whatever it's called, where like the like genders are different or whatever. Like yeah, Gojo did this art, by the way. Would Smash? Hello? Why is everyone saying Smash? You guys aren't ready for some of the villains that I have for next seasons, by the way. If you think this... Oh, man. Just wait until you meet Omen. Oh. Alright, anyway. That's what Anathi looked like. This is exactly what Eclipse looks like. She's like 8 feet tall. 8.5. I think. Or like... Yeah, about like 8 feet tall. Technically, if you want to see what Omen looks like, I did have him on my art fight. And someone drew him. It's pretty cool. Mira and Dante can riz up Eclipse. No, you cannot riz Eclipse. 8 feet, hold me back. Do you guys want to let me open my art fight? Do you guys want a little spoiler? Wait, no, I have to log in. Hold on. Ah! Jeez, that scared me. Characters. Okay, the Eclipse does not look like this. I need to archive Eclipse. This is what Omen looks like. Oh, wait. You can't even see it. Hold on. That's like human form Omen or whatever. He doesn't have one attack, I think. Blue Eclipse. Yeah, she wasn't a Anathi before. Someone drew Omen. Kind of fire. Yeah, see? Y'all aren't ready for Omen. If you guys like villains. Anyway, this is a fantastic attack by Kaidotix. Not my type. Yeah. Like half. Like, not my type, but anyway. This is like, so Omen's real form, like, he doesn't have, like, arms and legs or whatever. He chooses to have kind of this, like, Stardust-looking, like, this cape thing is just, that's what his body looks like. And then he has a flower for a face. But human version Omen looks like this. Anyway. Thought y'all would like that. He is aura farming constantly. Constantly. All right, back to this. Hello? Why can't I... Why can't I open Google? What the hell? Why is it just making the noise? Hello? Give me 1 second. Yeah, why wouldn't it let me open this? That's so weird. Anyway. He looks like a Tumblr sexy man, yeah. That's why he doesn't, like... He doesn't have a human form, really. He doesn't like that. He thinks that, like, that's below him or something. Thank you for the pats. We all sim for these fabulous characters. So Omen you won't really see until the final season. Next season is you'll meet Hunter. And his design is not fully finished. Not fully fleshed out. So if you guys have any, like, ideas, there was one sketch of him. Hold on. Let me find it. These are getting retconned because the one of Eclipse too was like not what she actually looks like, because this was before we decided she was going to be an Athi. Where is this drawing? Here we go. This was the like cipher doodle, whatever, of Hunter. But I'm not fully sold on the design. I literally just like came up with something and was like, okay. Yeah, so if any of you have, like, he's got to have horns. I want him to be very, like, threatening. Kind of, like, giving, like, demon, devil vibes. But not, like suave at all, you know? In canon, most faction leaders would have simps. Probably. The Smile SMP has 8 seasons total. There's an arc from season 5 to season 8 that will be completed. It's already kind of been outlined. This season and next season's like arcs have already been planned out. The final season isn't like, hasn't even been thought about yet, really. But I mean, you think about it, once season 8 ends, Virgil and I will be like 30. It's just gonna be time for us to like do something else. We will probably run some other Minecraft thing. We've thought about having a thing similar to like the What If servers, where it's like Java players only. I love Bedrock players, but it just takes so much time to like get Bedrock working and troubleshoot. And have it be like have mods, so like you have like the voice chat thing, and we have like a really good story and people like sign up and stick to it, and I think that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, we gotta think about it. Yeah, I mean, if it gets really popular, sure. I won't keep the same story, because there is like every good story has to end. I don't want to be the type of person to try to milk something forever. The Echo arc and Solace and everything that has been created here has an ending. Like, I already know how it's going to end. By season 8, y'all will be together. Y'all? Oh, like me and Virgil? Yeah, I'm moving in with him in October. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. But yeah. We'll just hug it out. No, like, I will go through a grieving period after the Smile SMP ends. This has been, like, the best part of my life. Not exaggerating. This community is everything to me, and I'm not gonna, like, end it and abandon it. Like, Virgil and I will always be storytellers, and we love fostering creativity and community. Oh, the wedding? Oh, yeah, everyone thinks that Freya and Marcella are gonna get married. Maybe. I don't know if they're like the marriage type, but I mean, if people want to see a wedding, maybe that's what we'll do. We'll see. But the SMP doesn't revolve around them. We just decided to like start, you know, their story and everything, because like last season it was a very like one-sided thing from Freya, and we didn't really know how things were gonna go. And then this season we're like, we gotta get the ball rolling, because, you know, we want them to have their like, but they had the slow burn, retcon slow burn, and then they're gonna have some like complications with their relationship, because like, I mean, you think about it, he's like a middle-aged nerd guy who's like really traumatized, and she is this inconceivable, I'm using the word here now, being made of energy who like has just learned about humans and like loves their culture and everything, and is like this all-powerful thing, and that like she's never gonna fully be able to understand what Marcelo has gone through with losing all of his crew and all of this stuff. So that's gonna put a wrench in things. And anyway, I won't spoil too much about the whole development of the relationship and everything, because that's like its own thing. But the Smile SMP does not revolve around their relationship. The Smile SMP revolves around Echo and stopping them. I could be the voice inside of everyone's head at the wedding. Ends with Echo realizing love and peace is the answer. The great anomaly is undone and everyone lives happily ever after on solace. And there's a beach episode. I'm praying for my character if the great anomaly ever gets undone. I've thought about like if we could undo the great anomaly, like would people who were out, like everyone who would get brought back, I guess it would be from the Echo machine. It wouldn't be just like wherever they were in the world, because I guess coordinates weren't really kept. So yeah, one at a time. That'll take a while. Continuing on, I need to keep talking. I got a little sidetracked. But I appreciate you guys. I'm not gonna like abandon you. We're gonna keep making things. The next What If server is the concept has been thought up for those of you who are interested. It'll be pretty cool. Again, it'll probably be limited to like 25 people. Okay. In these past few days, I have made grand progress with the well's entrance into the cave. It took many sleepless nights and journeys in search of proper materials, not only for the gateway but for decoration. The pitch black down there is driving me over the edge, not to mention the spiders and overgrown moss. Ah! Moreover, I also feel that livening up the place may also help it be viewed as a sanctuary, or non-threatening if someone does somehow come across it. As controlled of a process it is, I do fear one thing happening. Once the gateway has fully succeeded in opening up, there's no telling who or what might decide to come through it. Granted, the only things that should be able to come through are myself and other omnipotent beings. Certified manifested objects, and those we call void skippers. I'll have to keep a seal on it. In the meantime, I believe it's time to find my family. The jet black pool of darkness lays before my feet, almost like a giant creature has opened its mouth whole to swallow me and everything that crosses its path. Despite that, the further I stare into the abyss, the more it shows me. Stars that look as though they range galaxy to galaxy, shining iridescently before fading away. Bright white lines that I know well to be fate lines of people, holding their dearest memories past and present. Then another shows up, then another, and on and on. Some stretch on almost endlessly. Some flicker and flutter their light before dimming, telling me that the person has died. I've never seen so many at once. It's so equally beautiful and terrifying to know I have a fraction of this power living inside me. I swallow down the shallow feeling building up in my throat that was most likely fear, before taking a single step into the mouth of the gateway. My foot sinks into it quickly, as if I just entered a pool of water, even though the texture looks thick as mud to the human eye. I take my foot back out and onto the cold pavement of stone to think logically how I should go about this. Should I submerge myself fully, or should I try calling forth one of my siblings' fate lines as I would normally? If I did submerge myself fully, would I be imprisoned by the cosmos forever, or would I be able to leave just as easily as if it would be to get in? I find myself beginning to back away from the gateway with a head weighed down with nothing but doubt. Maybe the portal wasn't a good idea. Maybe I should find someone to pull me back up via a rope. Maybe I should research up about the gateways and realms more. Every single question running through my head all boiled down to nothing once my eyes caught attention of the approaching golden fate line in the void. It was like none I had ever seen before, nor I have ever heard before. The threads I normally see were usually a pearlescent white tone, mostly flickering like a fading light bulb that refuses to give up. This one, however, was so clearly, boldly glowing, so much so that I didn't even know how enthralled I was until I fully stepped into the gateway, until it was too late. Before I had time to react, I was falling through the void without time for my hands to catch my fall. I closed my eyes, hoping for the worst, but it was only until I felt a warm sensation of the floor on the soles of my feet that I had enough courage to flutter my eyelids open. Weightless and very tranquil, the sound was so quiet and inaudible that my ears hissed softly at the change in atmosphere. I looked around and was met by a boy. He was like a glowing silhouette with that same golden color I had seen earlier, no details at all. He hurled up on the floor as if sobbing into his knees. It tugged at my heart because it all felt so familiar. I attempted to draw closer to the boy, but found myself unable to move, most likely because I haven't gotten used to this place. It wouldn't have mattered anyways, though. The boy had faded into stardust in front of me. The sparkles of gold gilded past my body and rebuilt themselves behind me. I couldn't walk in here yet, so my best option was to awkwardly turn my head towards the boy again. It felt as if all the oxygen had been sucked out of my lungs at that moment. Even in such a timeless place, it felt as if everything stopped. I'd recognize those hazy blue eyes anywhere. It was Ilios. I wanted to cry, to scream, and apologize for abandoning him above all else. What made it worse was the fact I know this was just a memory of the past. It was obvious because of the childlike form I had last remembered him as. I'm used to seeing past memories with my ability, but seeing them in 3D up close, this was a whole other level of cruelty. The only good news that I could think of was that what I'm seeing right now is his past. Then that means I'm looking at his fate line. Why is this such an important thing, though? Simply, fate lines can be seen as long as the person is alive. He's alive. Just as I had reached that conclusion, though, the boy disintegrated into that stardust again, floating away further and further. He rebuilt back up to an indistinguishable figure in the distance. Only this time, by squinting, I could tell it wasn't his childhood form anymore. It was his present self. His features were far too blurry because of the distance, but how I ached to see his grown form. Did he still have that crooked smile, or maybe that scar across his cheekbone because of the experiments? Did he still like cloud watching? Did he still remember his family? Remember me? My tears had but stained the emptiness that filled this world, like a gentle rain shower being in the spotlight of the peaking sun, and he was the sun. That's a beautiful sentence. I reached my hand out to him, though, through my glazed vision, trembling nonetheless. I could briefly see him also hold a hand out to me, telling me that he somehow could sense I was here, viewing his fate line, seeing he was safe, telling him silently that his brother, that I had never forgotten about him, because I knew how scary that was for him growing up. "I'm here, brother," I wanted to yell. "Are you safe? Are you happy and eating well?" "Oh, brother, it was never my intention to reach out so late. I'm sorry, Ilios. Your big brother is so sorry." There was a dull silence that fell between us, even though the place already lacked such. I should be so happy to see him after so much effort of finding him, but all I could feel was regret. I guess my anguish reached him somehow, and it felt like the weight of sorrow melted off me. "Don't work yourself up like that," he hushes. My gaze falls back on him, seeing that gentle smile that I always knew. Tears and greetings would have to wait, though, because just as happy and uplifting as that moment was, it was quickly shut down. I felt rough hands all over different parts of my body, dragging me forcefully away from Ilios. The worst part was that I had no way of turning my head because of the grip on the back of my neck. What was going on? No one else should be here besides the select few, so what the hell was going on? Was I seriously so caught up with my emotions that I didn't even notice another presence here, let alone at least 8 others? No. I let my emotions win me over a lot of times, but my sense of danger is so well honed that I would have noticed regardless of how I felt. Their grips weren't harsh, but I somehow felt paralyzed, and I truly believe this was the first time I had felt real, genuine fear. Before I knew it, I fell into what felt like a puddle of water that thankfully only reached up to my calf. What happened? Where am I? No. The biggest question is, who were they? For all I know, it wasn't even hands I felt dragged me here. I checked my body for anything abnormal or out of place, but I seemed fine, which told me that if it were people, their intentions weren't to kill me. If someone wanted to get my attention, though, why not just tap me on the shoulder or simply greet me? It made no sense. In good commonsensical fashion, I once again checked my surroundings, but just as the old setting, it was an endless stretch of pitch black. The only difference now was the water-like substance spread out below my feet. I snapped out of my thoughts when I heard the subtle sound of sloshing coming from way in front of me, and immediately all my senses were raised. Was it the same people from before? That was likely. I clutched my hands into a fist, taking up a defensive stance, even though I knew from earlier moving in the gateway was near impossible, seeing it was my first time. The figure in front of me fades into view from the darkness, their figure ridiculously tall and being shielded by a large silk cloak. Then following just behind them was another, and 4 more. There was no way of telling who they were, and they certainly weren't void skippers. They were far too calm and peaceful to be in that department. I guess the one who approached first noticed my defensive and troubled expression plastered on my face, because they held out their hands in a surrendering plea. "We mean no harm." It was a lady. Her voice was by far one of the most ethereal things that I had ever heard in my life. The way it echoed even in such an endless space was almost chilling, actually. To further gain my trust, she moved her sun-kissed hand and gently uncovered her face, revealing a stunning woman with curls and honey-filled eyes. I had never met this woman in my life, but something about her was bringing memories that weren't even mine, flooding in. Another one behind her uncloaked himself. This one had white hair similar to mine, and eyes the same too. In contrast to the woman, though, he didn't look exceptionally happy looking at me, let alone being in the same vicinity as me. Welcome, Ikrukch. I don't know how to say that. He announces quietly, but definitely commanding attention. We are the Dawns of Judgments, and we would like to have a word with you. Ikrukch. Alright, that was fire. Literally just the Eclipse part you could, like, edit, and you're good. I came to this stream in Joker makeup, so every time I think I'm about to cry, I can think about the fact I'm in Joker makeup and stay in control. That's crazy. Oh, we have just the news. I know it is a little long since I was the one who actually edited these. So yeah, this one is 47 minutes long. It has 2 interviews in it, one with Okal and one with Villo and Strawberry. And then this one is about Eclipse. So this is 11 minutes. We're going to try to watch some of it at least.
Are you this evening, Vilwell?
I'm fine. Still recovering. But it wasn't that bad.
So, just quick from the last interview, what are your pronouns?
She, her.
Alright. You can refer to me as he, him, please. And so, I heard you had quite the traumatizing experience. Would you be willing to talk on that for this interview?
Yes, I'd be willing to divulge some information, I suppose. It wasn't that big of a deal, I think, but, I guess the whole planet is in a bit of a tizzy over it.
I do have to say, you are sounding quite casual for most of this.
Yes, well, it wasn't that big of a deal, I don't think. I mean, I certainly don't feel very impacted.
I guess
the dog noises. 1.5 speed.
Dealing with the entity within the pit, so what could a regular mortal person do?
True. I suppose that describes it a bit accurately.
Alright, so can you describe the interrogator for us, please?
I guess, if it's that important to you. She was very tall. She had dark, scaly skin, kind of like a lizard. It's kind of creepy, but she was unlike other beings I've met on this planet. She had yellow eyes, but her face was generally covered. I couldn't make out that much. She had a tail that stuck out from behind her. She's quite powerful. I wouldn't want to get stuck behind her. I think she could probably break someone's leg with just a swing of that thing. Seemed like she cared a lot about what everybody knows about Cypher, but I isn't quite sure who that is. But I think she's with this organization. I don't really follow much about that. I definitely seem very important.
Do you know at all, like, who this person was, or just a description?
At the meeting following Casimir and I's picture, I believe Freya, the Lumerian who created this planet, called her Eclipse.
Why do you think they took you two specifically?
I think we were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Casimir was taken first, and I guess he did not give her the answers she wanted. And then I woke up in the same room, tied and bound.
In the same room, you say? Were you guys, like, were the bodies still left in the room when they interrogated you?
Oh, well, Casimir was still alive when I arrived. And then, well, I guess Eclipse wanted to have a bit of a show of power.
Ah, how unfortunate. What do you
Yes,
think they
well,
did with both of you, though?
She wanted to know about the leaders of Solace. She asked for names for who was in charge of Solace. So it didn't seem that important. I mean, what will all of this matter for when the world is consumed, when the entity awakens? So I told her that Freya was the Lumerian who had created this planet as a sort of safe haven. after the great anomaly, as she calls it. And I told her about Marcello, Captain Marcello Virgil, Freya's friend and the leader of the Arcturus faction. He seems to hold quite a bit of respect on this planet. And then there was mentions of Comet and, I might butcher this, Ladages, and Krustik.
Krustik?
Is that how that's said?
I believe so.
Yeah, Krustik and Ladages. I don't know. It's quite complicated.
Names are
And
simply hard to pronounce.
you know, yes, and I gave her the information she wanted because, well, it don't matter. And I mean, it's not like she could take down the monastery and defeat the entity. I mean, she's not that powerful.
I guess with
I mean, she had to
the
resort
entity,
to
most
waterboarding.
politics may seem boring, right?
Oh, of course. I mean, she had to resort to waterboarding in order to get any information out of Casimir, and she still failed.
Well, at least they did stick it to them in the end. So,
yes, well,
were they
Casimir apparently thought it was unwise to give information to them, but I mean, that's an interesting point of view from a member of the monastery. Is none of it will matter as soon as the entity arises, but perhaps he had some hidden intentions that he hid from us, something other than worshipping at the monastery.
Mhm. So, did they ask for anything other than just the names and information on the leaders, or was they just asking who the leaders were, their names, and I guess probably exploitable weaknesses?
She mostly just asked about who the leaders of Solace were, who made the big decisions. But she did also ask if either of us knew about someone named Cypher. Of course, that's something I don't really have information on. I don't really care to learn about what's going on outside of the monastery unless it pertains to us. So I had nothing to tell her on that, which upset her quite a bit, but I believe that she was calmed when I was able to give her Freya, Marcello, and the other names.
I think I have heard that other name before, somewhere in the library. That may require further research on my part. But do you think they're still on Solace, or do you think they left?
Oh, most likely. I mean, they were asking about all the big players on this planet. I can't imagine.
Yeah, these interviews, I have to say, Just the News gives great interviews. These feel like real news interviews. They ask great questions that give the flow of conversation is amazing. 10 out of 10.
They would just up and leave after finding out that information.
Yeah, I guess when trying to find information, you probably stick around what that information pertains to. And
I can't imagine they'd look for that information if they planned to just leave.
Yeah, in this answer, I feel you've probably already answered by the way you are handling this interview, but might as well just ask it to be sure. Do you feel safe around the monastery?
Of course I do. It is where the entity resides. It is my home.
It's not scripted. The questions are written out. It's not scripted back and forth, but there's just a list of questions.
Age, and of course, many cannot enter the back of the monastery towards the pit where the entity resides without some level of discomfort. So I do not feel unsafe around the monastery. After all, we have the entity.
Yeah. I would also like to say, do you have any advice for anyone, where to avoid coming across the attacker or anything?
How to avoid the attacker? Well, I mean, she snuck up on me, and I'm a being who has lived a very long time. If I could not avoid her, I feel that it may be difficult for anyone else to. Although it is true that the others now have warning, something that Casimir and I did not have.
So will the warning be able to make up for the lack of experience in most general citizens? That is something we can only see in the future. Now, how do you feel about others being warned not to go near the monastery for fear of also being targeted?
It's quite silly. I mean, if they come to the monastery and give an offering, then they will be protected and loved by the entity. And also, they've already taken 2 from the monastery. And how often does lightning strike twice?
I guess that is true. Why avoid salvation for fear of death?
Exactly.
All right, I think that may be all the questions we have currently. This has been a wonderful interview. Thank you for doing this so soon after such an event.
Yeah, well, like I said,
it's drinking news.
It wasn't that much of an emotional toll.
So I've heard. Well, thank you for being here. This has been a wonderful interview.
All right, we have some more info on Villo, who seemingly did not care at all about Casimir dying. So, rest in peace, Casimir, gone and forgotten. Speaking of which, why are you alive? Queen of Unbothered, she took him, yeah, she does not care. I was just like, Ghost Casimir saying thank you. Ghostamir? Ghostamir saying thank you to the memorial statue. Oh, that's so sad. Someone familiar is running the potion shop at night. Ghostamir potions? Maybe? Yeah. Ghostamir, let's go. Let's ghost. Alive is a strong word. Entries for 13th, 14th, and 17th. Here we go. Wednesday, August 13th. I am out my wits' end. Real. Thursday, August 14th. Onions have layers, Shrek. The current state of my mind can be equated to the most awful tasting onion. Onions have layers. Conceivable. I can't even write properly for fuck's sake. Layer 1 is the sheer amount of shit I have to do. Planning the construction projects for the remainder of Lilac HQ has been a slog, and I've been busy for weeks. Layer 2 is the blue juice, as I've dubbed it. It's been literal weeks since I made the stronger brew, and all I've gained are various media references and knowledge regarding tungsten, which I believe doesn't even naturally occur on this planet. I'm running out of hope. I may never again regain my lost memories. Layer 3, he's dead. A member of Echo. Her name Eclipse. She killed Casimir. He was one of my first and only friends after I woke up. I wondered where he went halfway through the last year, then recently disappeared. All I know is this. If I ever see Eclipse, it'll be the last time anyone sees her, for good. Sunday, August 17th. 10,000 monkeys equipped with typewriters could produce a more believable sequence of events than what I've just witnessed today. I got back from a week-long hike I took to clear my head and noticed some odd things. I assumed they were tricks of the mind caused by grief, but all these moved objects and supposed sightings were real. At the meeting today, I saw what looked like Casimir right next to me. Or so I thought, because when I looked again, he wasn't there. Is this a picture of Ghostamir? Oh my god, that's so great. Aw, wait, you two are so cute! Come now, Levi, we must converse. I wish to speak to my beloved. On my way, my love. That's so cute, what the hell? Virgil needs to come in here and say something very romantic right now. Anyway. Subsequently, I took a nap because I thought I was delirious, and this fucker has the gall to put a live salmon in my bed. It's a schlammin. And of course he's a ghost, so I can't even punch him back for it. I need a drink. Ghostamir. Where's the schlammin? Schlammin. A warning. Marana has returned, finally. She has been working on her plan for a long time and won't tell me shit. She says I will know when the time is right, which is killing me. Marana seems more distant, but that doesn't stop her from asking for sacrifices. It's not too bad. I like a routine, something to do. The quietness is gone now. I can finally continue life as always. Marana talked to me. She said she will give me a warning. If I don't follow what she says, she will remove my youth, which could lead me to decompose and die. But if I follow, I shall live for as long as I please. I agreed with her, and she restored my youth again. I thought I could never fix it, but nothing is impossible for Marana. I'll do what Marana says. There's no way I'll betray her. I don't care. No one will stop me. Not even the people of this planet. Not Las, nor any other god. And if anyone does kill them, if anyone does, I'll kill them if I can. It will serve them right. It's a salmon with knockback 1,000 or something. We have CONSE consequences have a Consequences have actions. Thank you. I can never do it. I don't know if sending this in this way will work, so this will be a test. If it does, warning, it's talking about child soldiers. Bad thing. Also, this is my first ever, so enjoy. The little kitten is my sister, so credits to her. Alright, we have a song. Let's listen.
They took our names, they stole our years, turned our laughter into spears. On burning soil, I carried a gun. A child's war had just begun. The sky split open, the ground turned black. I saw a figure who never looked back. Not a prisoner, not a slave. He chose the fire, he chose the grave. Goliath, the hollow flames spoke their tongues and bore.
Don't say kill the children.
The weapon smiled as cities fell. I knew his face, I knew him well. His hands were steady, his voice was cold. He brought us ruin, young and old. No chains upon him, no plea, no cry. Just calm destruction in his eye.
Yeah, rip her little sister. Oh my god.
Did he stand where the killers bled? Why did his gaze still fill me with dread? He was no victim, no stolen son. He chose the war, he chose the gun. Eli, the hollow flames spoke their tongue and bore their name. I was a child, but I still knew the void had chosen what to do. Years may fade and fires die, but I remember his watching eye. Goliath walked where nightmares grew, and I survived, but I still knew.
Good job. I really liked the what's the, oh Jesus. I really liked the like environmental audio going on with the children laughing, and then the like you had like the screaming and begging, and then it faded out, and it really gave the impression this was like someone like remaining telling this story. Really good job. Low-key want to cover this because I feel like it'd be fire with like some piano and like, or like a lute even. Goliath is technically a void that helps with the war. Oh. Yeah, the job thing gets me every time. Never fails. The bloody right hand of the blind goddess. Oh, this is gonna be good. Bloodhorn's capital city approximately 8 years ago. You wish to see me in your office, sir. Yes, Aki, welcome back. I do hope the war in the West is treating you well. The remaining troops should be able to clean up the scraps I left, so yes, I'd say it treated me well. Well, there's a reason I called you back home, Aki. We have an issue. Aki? Feel like this is way before the Great Anomaly, so things obviously changed between now and the 2 years from now. I'd assume so. What is the problem? Are you having me moved from commanding the army to heading your domestic peace corps? Something like that. In your absence, a group has begun gaining notoriety among the populace. They call themselves the Divine Followers of the Blind Goddess. Sound familiar? I'm not too familiar with too many blind goddesses. Enlighten me. This group seems to believe that you are their god, the Blind Goddess. Well, it does have a ring to it. Damn it, Okul, this is bad. They've lifted you onto a pedestal higher than our Divine Lord. That is heresy in the highest degree, and it needs to be dealt with promptly. And what will you have me do? Surely you've sent down peaceful negotiations, held sermons, and attempted re-education? None of it worked. I need your lack of subtlety. You want me to go down there myself and persuade them to stop? I want you to go down there and slaughter them like cattle. They had their chance for redemption, and they rejected it. You'll have me slaughter those who devote themselves to me? Divinitus will have you slaughter those who worship you. Understood, sir. I will deal with them. I leave 3 alive for public execution tomorrow, same as last time. Last time? Good, Aki. And feel free to enjoy yourself after. Have a nice day back home. Yes, sir. All hail the Divine One. All hail the Divine One. God Complex Okul real? This is so sad. That's a nickname that guy would be the only one allowed to call Okul. I kind of feel bad for Okul, guys. I'm starting to feel bad for Okul. The violin. Huh? Reference for song. I see. Years ago, before Belios had left Finda, he would sit at Nikolai's grave and speak into the wind, hoping that maybe he would hear. He even knew if he got no response, he'd still want to tell him everything. Then once he was forced into music, his parents thought it would make him more liked in the kingdom, as they saw him as the god. Belios chose the violin. He always admired the way they sounded, so even though he was forced to do it, at least it was his choice of the instrument. During the practices, he learned how to play each key properly and how to focus on the music rather than the notes. One night, he snuck out and went into the forest to see the grave once again. He spoke to Nikolai through the grave. I know you might not hear me, but I've been practicing a song for you. Belios got into position and took a deep breath. He began to play the violin. His finger moved the stick perfectly like he's done it his whole life. The song sounds like Ida's Requiem. He began to dance like he was in a ballroom. He also began to sing along as he played. Talented. I call upon the dark, sealed within my heart, running from reality to hide. There's so many noises going on right now. All the pain and scars I have to endure. I call upon the dark, sealed within my heart, running from reality to cry. I call upon the fear, sing with me, my dear, tear apart all we see tonight, protect and rescue the one we love. Come hold my hand tonight, let us do what's right. This is how it was meant to be for our family. I can't lose you. As Belios sung and he played the right notes, he focused on all the pain he felt, all the emotions. His eyes began to glow a bright violet as tears streamed down his face, as he remembered all the time him and Nikolai spent together. Though with pain and negative emotions hurt the body, negative magic hurt the surroundings. A mist from his right hand streamed down to the ground, but rose swirling up in a dark green as if the earth combined with darkness. Though Belios didn't seem to notice as he danced and played. Though it wasn't just a mixture of magic that was happening from the left from the forest was being slowly consumed, leaving only decaying trees. Only one tree remained unharmed, the tree Nikolai's body laid beside, the one where everything was connected to, the violet weeping willow. A branch from a tree fell in the way of Belios, causing him to trip, and once he stopped playing, a burst of dark green mist shot up in each direction, killing anything within 30 feet. His violin now broken since he fell on top of it. He finally noticed everything once he stood and looked around. There was nothing but dead trees and some dead animals. The animals didn't look like they were recently killed, it was just their skeleton, as if everything vanished instantly. He looked up and saw that day there was almost there, but instead of moving, he watched the moon sink below the horizon, and once his parents finally found him, they scolded him for leaving the castle and going into dangerous lands. If only he knew. Rip. Yeah, I feel bad for Okul too, but it does not. I mean, like, I feel bad for Miraju. I feel bad for Cypher. But they also, I mean, like, Miraju, that's a whole other thing. Cypher literally helped create a eugenics machine, essentially. But he was a kid and pretty much, like, groomed into working that for them. So, off topic, or in topic, but that was peak Aura farming. Froggy's origin day 1. Let's go. Test. Anthropomorphization. I can never say that word. Test subject frog. Transcript 1. Doctor, we were able to finish the concoction. It's in its final stages of processing as we speak. Good. We'll finally be able to put this whole test behind us once and for all. Now all we need is a test subject. Respectfully, sir, what can we test this on? All of the animals in the area have been killed to make this potion or have fled. Even the frogs have hopped away from their swamp. Not all of them. I was doing some outdoor research when I saw one little frog in particular. I took her back and did some more research to find that it is not like those other frogs. I'm not like other frogs. This one is more hyper. Eager, you could say. It was weird for a frog, but it seemed more energetic. It bounced everywhere and always tried to cling to me. Maybe we can use that one. Are you sure? It's probably hopped out of here the moment you put it down. Those things never stay still. Oh, don't worry about that. I have it locked up in a small box somewhere. It can't get out even if it tries. Go get the serum and bring it to the main testing chamber. I'll have the subject up and strapped in no time. Right away, doctor. Is that the frog you're referring to? Fucking damn it, my word still stands. I'll deal with this annoying happy little frog and make sure it can't escape. Yes, doctor. Not the torturing froggy. Oh, Bloom! Okay, let me pause this.
Pascal.
Alright, hold on.
An anomaly has appeared in your location data.
Define anomaly.
IRID facility. Your data shows hundreds of hours of work there, but there are no logs, no clearance. IRID doesn't exist in the node network.
It used to.
Clarify. You were previously stationed there?
Yeah. A long time ago.
There are no personal records, no footage, no transmissions. Your vitals flatlined for 11 minutes during whatever occurred.
That part did hurt, but I got better.
You should not have resumed brain function. That level of neurotrauma is terminal.
Now, I am a human, so I guess I know why you said that. Guess I just took a break. You ever hear a man scream until his throat bleeds raw, until his vocal cords shatter like snapped wires? After that, there's no scream, just ragged, wet breathing. IRID? By the end, it was just a tomb.
You never returned to the facility?
Not physically. I sometimes dream I'm back there. Do you ever feel like a place remembers you?
I do not feel. I only retain. Though this retention concerns me.
Should have scrubbed deeper. Curiosity seems to be a nasty glitch in your code.
Your logs show no attempt at containment. No distress signals. You let it happen.
I made it happen! Containment was an option. So was watching the chaos.
There were 118 personnel at IRID.
Some were still breathing when I left. Failsafes tried to finish them off. I failed to keep them alive. Big deal!
You erased them.
I silenced them. Every time someone tries to remember IRID, they hit a wall. Cleaner than your access denied, isn't it?
You broke every ethical protocol you're sworn to.
Ethical? You want to question my ethics? Look, Bloom, you record death like a goddamn ledger. Why the hell pretend this one's any different?
Because we have no record of it. And now I have to ask, what else have you hidden?
Now that's a question!
I should report this.
And say what? That your caretaker killed 117 people and then got rid of the evidence? Let it go, Bloom. Or maybe I'll need to dig into those unauthorized emotions you have.
Understood. Convo 98BZ continues.
That's more like it. If you find anything on Irid, tell me. Guess we still have work to do.
You've been requested down at Note 11.
Fire. If you two are not already voice actors, get into voice acting. Literally, like, actually. That's so good. Yeah, really good voice acting tonight. Oh my gosh, it's Ghostamere. You don't look so good. From Lemon. Dear Diary, Miss Oki seems to be doing better. I'm happy. Never mind, I'm sad actually. I can't swim and I think that Oki can't swim too. Oh, but Froggy can, I think. She's so cool. She would go in my awesome people sandcastle. Oh, is this the thing that happened in the character interactions? Oh my gosh. Also the beach sand is very, very not yummy, but maybe tomorrow will taste like the yummy white cookie sand and Miss Mira gave me and gems. Gems? Silly stickers. Oh. Lemon is so small. Alright, Diary. Oh yeah, I forgot. There we go. Day 23. I still do not know why I feel nervous. I feel being watched every day, even when I'm at the courthouse doing work. But I guess it isn't unexpected since everything that happened in Malaron. I've continued working on the statue, but making the face of it was tense. I didn't realize what I was doing until my sister's face was staring at me. I almost fell, but decided to keep her face on the statue. I can see her face from the courthouse. I hope nothing happens to it. Day 24. I was playing around Arcturus Land with Dante. He wanted to see the silo and helped me do some replanting of the potato crops. We took some back home and cooked them. Sunny has finished moving into the top floor of the house. I do worry for her and her involvement with the HOE, but I guess forcing her to stay at home will not do her any good. I was talking with some people from Riverside. Turns out that Riverside has my back. It is comforting since the whole fiasco last week. I haven't been able to get much information, though. The HOE has been pretty sedentary from my logs, and Froggy's been the only one really stepping outside. About Froggy, I am thinking about offering shelter for her like I have for Sunny. They get along from what I know, and Froggy seems to be well-mannered. I hear she's taking shelter outside the HOE. I know something happened, but I do not know what. I need to rise to the ranks if I want to learn anything. They're more secretive than I thought. Day 26. I missed the faction meeting. Like a dumbass, I decided to try the maximum of my abilities. I went to the ocean near the South Island, and I think you can guess it didn't go well. It did do something, but it ended up with a mini tsunami hitting me head on. Thankfully, Dante was nearby, so I wasn't washed away. He did scold me, though. I hope when I go to the hospital, the captain doesn't reprimand me like when I chased a glimpse. No broken bones, but doctor wants to check how I didn't drown. Day 27. I was held in the hospital for a day, but when the doctors couldn't find anything wrong, I was let go. I did get an earful from the captain, but I believe it was deserved. I honestly see why he's the leader if he cares even for a newbie like me. On the other hand, I decided to get Sunny some stickers from the market. She seemed to enjoy them. I might get her more later. I finished the statue. Dante was shadowing me the whole time and has been making sure I ate. When I placed the last stone, it was like a weight lifted from my chest. He hugged me as we both stood to look at the statue. I think we both know that even though it's just the two of us left, we can still do great things like the statue. Christina, my sister, I hope that wherever you are, even though you don't exist anymore, you are happy. I hope you finally found a wife and adopted the 4 kids you wanted. I hope you finally joined the Space Force. I hope you are happy. I'm still here, waiting for you, Mom, Dad, and everyone else. I will not be useless, though. I will make sure you and Father are proud of what I will be able to do. What I can be here in the old there before. Oh, Mira. Coming clean. Recording from talk. Mira knocks on the door. Captain, may I come in? She waits. Marcelo, enter. Ooh! We get discussion with Marcelo. Door creaks open and Mira steps inside. What's on your mind, kid? Marcelo sets his cup on the end table. There's a reason Lady Freya trusts you, and I trust her judgment. Also, I love how everyone calls her Lady Freya. That's great. And I trust in her judgment, specifically for someone she's close with. She placed down a file and Marcelo picked it up. I want to come clean about why I'm so willing to help. Didn't realize there was an ulterior motive? Well, I'm gonna be lying to almost everyone. I might as well be truthful to some. Marcelo picks up the file and begins reading. When the vanishing happened, my academy peers and I were brought into the capital for evaluations. Slowly, fewer and fewer people came to evaluations until it was just Dante and I and 8 others. Each of us were the same grade, and we were supposed to graduate into exemplary leadership. She was 13 at this time, and exemplary is like graduating college and working on an internship. I'm sorry, that must have been tough. It was. She reached out and opened the file to a photo of her younger self. Dante and some other kids their age were seen with an adult in a suit. Oh my god, you were just children. He promised that we were doing the right thing, that he would find our families and he would bring them to us as long as we helped with his recovery plan. She flipped a photo. The same people were there, but the kids had their parents with them. But your families were gone from the anomaly. You were probably too young to understand. I was, and he took advantage of our trust. Malaron never gave an official statement of what had happened. Everyone just thought the people who went missing were transported to another place. The sounds of her playing with a metal keychain can be heard. Malaron used bracelets. They had our identifications, our locations that are only accessible to the government of the planet. But we didn't know that they also recorded all of our lives. He created robots to look exactly like our families. He even replicated my sister. You're gonna hate Echo then. Marcello? Marcelo's face went white. That is so messed up. What did you do? Mira anxiously taps her foot on the ground. It took me 3 months to realize they were my parents. Damn! That I was being watched the whole time. Dante found out on his own before I did. We were stationed at different machineries back then. I was being used as a tool. Lance only wanted us to create weapons, to go out of the Soul Pack to colonize the planet so we could use it instead. Marcello. What does he need weapons for? Everyone is already dead. This is sounding eerily familiar. Marcello sighs. She gives him a second before continuing. His planet was to never to transport us to a safe planet. It was for him and his rich buddies to take only what they needed and to leave the rest to die. I was to be taken with them. All the motors I had helped develop for them. All my efforts were only going to hurt those remaining in Malaron. I'm so sorry. He learned that I found out, and instead of punishing me, he made me watch as he destroyed the robots. I heard my sister's screams, my dad calling out for help, my mother crying. It felt so real, like they were truly there. And then he moved on to Dante, whipping him, slashing his back, making me watch and not know if it was a robot or truly him crying for help. That's messed up. That's messed up. Mira's taps intensify. That's one of the most twisted things I've ever heard. I'm sorry. That is not one of the most twisted things Marcelo's heard. But that is really, really messed up. Oh my god. But yeah. He wouldn't say that though. He'd totally be like, yeah, that's one of the most twisted things I've ever heard. I'm so sorry you had to go through that, kid. She sighed, her voice still breaking. His greed, his power, they hurt me in a way that Eclipse can never surpass. But I know that Okla and Eclipse will bring hurt to others, so that's why I'm willing to help, Captain. Those are my sins. Doesn't sound like you're the sinner in this story, not to me. I know what it's like to be made to do things you don't want to do. Thank you for sharing this with me. I know this mustn't come easy. Both of them are silent for a moment. Permission to leave? Granted. Take it easy, kid. Don't beat yourself up. I'll try. Mira's getting adopted by Fran Marcello. Why is this not loading? There we go. Free stuff! Take any amount. Courtesy of the Monastery of Red Tears. Mira's not getting adopted. Why? I feel like this is kind of suspicious. Why is there free stuff? Also, the statue looks incredible. Why is there like free stuff everywhere? That's suspicious. Well, it's from Ghostamere, so free stew. Oh my god. Miss Water Spirit keeps following me around. They kept calling me Loss. She makes me uncomfortable. She keeps mentioning the name Marana. Croy said that is a goddess she follows. I like gods, yes. They're so pretty. But when they keep being ominous and involving me in a great plan when they don't even know me and not explaining anything, I don't like it. The frog person is stressful enough. They're very touchy. I don't need computer heads, gods, water people, or anyone involving me in their stuff. Mr. Fisherman is okay, I guess. Mr. Clanker. I can't keep saying Mr. Clanker. Isn't too bad either. But go away, cryptic gods. I just want to sleep for more than an hour. Please. I don't like feeling so jittery. Please. Kron. Imagine the obliterated emoji in the last paragraph. Is the stew gonna be people? I feel like I'm in a Criminal Minds episode. There's already someone making like sandwiches or something out of people. Well, it's finally been done. This is from Comment. The 6th Era Librarian's Archive has been officially constructed. The front entrance is a little bare, but I hope to do some landscaping soon. The first books I've entered are Casimir's. I hope to set up a donation chest at the market or community center to get more books for the 6th Era, but what I really need to work on is copying all of the previous era's books. That's going to take a lot of resources. Perhaps I should ask the community to donate what they're able to make everything easier? I've started a wheat and sugarcane farm, and I've got some chickens and cows, but squids are the real issue. I would find a way to farm them, but I've been so busy building the library I haven't had a chance. Last year, Bob got a ton of ink from somewhere. I think maybe the Arcturus or some other affiliated faction. I certainly don't have the people skills as my predecessor, so I feel a bit awkward asking. Perhaps I could hire the Black Glass office to make one for me, but I don't have much to pay them in that they don't already have. And Obsivi has been so generous with gifting me armor and a sword when I was neglecting carry for myself. Once again, gathering materials for the library. Perhaps I will have to do it for myself. I need to stop shouldering everything. Poor Comment. I'm gonna take some stew and give it to unsuspecting people? Oh no. Wow, it looks so good! I actually haven't seen the inside, I've only seen the outside. It's fire. Oh, it's Ghostamere! Actually, the other ones weren't Ghostamere. The stew is so good, I promise it makes you feel warm inside even when the stew is cold. So is there a difference between Ghostamere and that other thing? That's so cool. Chase through the woods. A quick painting of frog lore. Oh, this is when Frog saw Eclipse and came in for Feather. This is like peak. This is peak. Frog looks so scared. Cece's art is always fire. Throws this at you. Have fun decoding it. I don't know why I did it like this. Oh. Also do this thing too. Has anyone... Oh, okay, from Comment, thank you. Log 1. I wonder how Susu is doing. Loomis said she brought her back already. I haven't seen her. I hope I do soon. It's been so long. Ever since she died in that bed, her body cold and ashy, her eyes lifeless. I wonder how she's doing. If she's okay, if she's also free from Loomis. I don't know, honestly. I miss her. I hope that her new life is treating her well. I saw someone named Croy. They looked similar to my brother, Alfie. I miss Alfie. We used to watch the sunset together back before I died, and I stayed with him in his house. Oh, I can't wait to get Croy. Oh! Man, I swear, people just drop lore during the stream. I feel like at some point, how much of this was made during the stream? During the stream. Like, a lot of it was just posted during the stream. I need to, like, cut it off. Be like, only stuff during the stream. At some point, I am gonna have to just have 2 streams. Have, like, Lore Tuesday and Lore freaking Friday. I don't know. Because there's always so much. And, like, we're in, like, 3.5 hours, sometimes 4 hours of stream now. There's a lot. Lore Tuesday? Ah, that's funny. But, yeah, I'm going to rebrand. Anyway. Maybe someday in the future I'll find out if Kuroi is who I think they are. Maybe it'll be years from now, maybe it'll be weeks or days. But I don't want to hold on to the idea that my brother could be alive. Well, actually, Kuroi looks far from alive, but I don't know. It's just all weird to me. Well, I guess that's all for now. Bye, guys. I hope I find out this stuff soon. And then we also have this. Sorry. Loomis and Kaina. Kaina, I need you to kill them again. I'm not doing that. They're our grandchildren. You can't seriously expect me to kill them. I do expect you to kill them, actually. I don't care if they're our grandchildren. I brought them back solely for tests. At least give me a deadline. September 1st. And you won't kill me if I don't do it before then? No, surprisingly. You can only leave this room to try and kill them. Nothing else. Remember, I have a tracker on you. Fine. Okay. Good. I'm glad you're finally cooperating with me. I'm only doing it because I don't want to die. Good choice, Kaina. Audio log from September 1st, the future? Or we're getting pre-Lore Tuesday stuff in here. Angel, Susu, come in. The explosion threw me far away. I need you and the others to finish her off. You remember the plan, right? This is our last chance to get rid of her. Here, Lady Kaina. I got it. I'll tell the others. Loomis can't move. The explosion got her pretty badly. I can barely hear, but I'm doing okay. Yes, Miss Kaina, we're okay. Good, good, I'm glad. Please be careful, my lovelies. You're doing great. Angel, take it easy. Susu, be careful. Angel, you go right. Susu, you go left. Together, we are... Sorry. You've only been alive for about 2 weeks. Your body's getting used to solace again. Be careful. Will do. I'll update you when it's done. If it gets done. Log end. Like I said, pre-Lore Tuesday stuff. And we end with a Waters thing. Let's go. Let me pause the music here.
Day 30. Incident intruder alert. The time is 1900. State your name for the record. I've provided you the best treatment under the circumstances. That gash on your head required a couple stitches. I could have decided not to provide that aid, but I did, because I want to understand. I will not release you from here until I understand. So you might as well talk. I don't want to keep you here, but you have to understand, if we don't figure this out now, it can provide greater risk of us butting heads on more occasions. I don't want to have to hurt you. I'm sure you don't want to be looking over your shoulder for the rest of your life. State your name for the record.
Valer Celta.
The Kalari Celta. Huh. I remember your people. The Kalari sent your leaders directly to Aeolus Dorsa, like you were sacrificing them. We assumed it was some kind of coup. I mean, the ship was wiped out almost immediately upon entering orbit by the NC Unit 0.
It wasn't a coup. It was a diplomatic mission. My family was trying to negotiate our plan to freedom.
Freedom? Diplomacy? If I'd ever really been that naive. Dorsa doesn't negotiate. It conquers. It commands absolutely. There was no chance of a conversation with our leaders. The best you would have gotten, if you had landed on the surface, would be a noble of one of the 5 families. Even then, you'd be more likely to get a blade to the chest than a word out. You should feel lucky that they weren't able to make it beyond orbit. It was a quick death, that explosion. I remember the children actually spoke of the fireworks for years, asking when the next show would be.
How dare you? Those are my parents. and your people slaughtered them. Can't you see how wrong that is? My parents' messages to your planet's leader. There were plans and discussions, ways to offer trade in exchange for freedom. We met every demand your leader sent. We were going to leave our planet as they had demanded. The Shadow was there to sign the treaty, make it official. We were invited there. We could go.
Calm down.
Calm down? You have no right to tell me to calm down. You are just like your people. You don't care about me or my family. You don't care about anything. Why didn't you have to come to Zola's? Why didn't you stay on that damn planet? Don't tell me you're here to enjoy like your people did my planet.
This line of questioning is irrelevant. We'll continue our talk tomorrow. Have some seclusion will allow you to remember who it is that sent you after me.
Irrelevant? Answer me. I deserve to know. Don't walk away from me. Let me out.
For the record, you should have run the second thoughts of desertion across your mind. Maybe then your plan would have been spared. But probably not.
The Minecraft door sound. The plot thickens. So wait, what thing did you figure out, Violence? What thing? You solved what? I think in the future, if the SMP gets more people than it does right now, I may have either a limit on like, hey, 1 page at a time, or like, you know, 3 minutes of like audio or video stuff at a time, or I'll just have multiple days, which is probably more likely. I'll just have to stream like 2 or 3 times a week, which, not complaining. You found the key and unlocked the room. Oh, water's thingy. Ooh, perfect timing. Did you put it in here? This isn't Ghost. This is Ghostamere. This is a little freak of sorts. Just want to point it out. It wasn't clear. I remember Frey didn't notice the difference. Just a little freak. Okay. Frey did notice there seems to be 2 Castmeres. One's covered in dirt and blood. Is this the one that got dug up? That's crazy. Waters can Mira ask you where the hell Violence is? Oh, good. Ooh. All right. I have some things I must respond to people. This is a fun one. Lots of good stuff. My throat is killing me. I think I may start streaming like Tuesdays and Fridays. But maybe like September I'll start that. We'll see. There's just a lot that goes on. And that way on slow days I can like make some stuff with people. You know, get on the server and like talk. I feel like that'd be fun on stream. Alright, well. Oh yeah, let's go look through the server builds thing real quick. From what, the 12th, 13th? Oh my gosh, people have been really going. Yeah, from the 12th. Oh, that's from way too far. Way too far. We saw that, we saw that, we saw that. Glitch is working on walls. Pretty cool. Looking good. You gonna make a book of Malaron's past? Interesting. That's gonna be cool. Resin is crazy. Oh wow, this is gorgeous. Hold on. That reminds me of a Monocorp. This is beautiful. Wow. Dome. Okay. That's cool. More walls. This is when it was like 75% done. And here it is, finished! With the schematic still up there. Hee. Ah, looks gorgeous. I gotta go on the server after this and check it out. The castle among the pale garden. Yeah, the statue is like one of the prettiest things I've ever seen. Really, it's gonna be like a highlight of this season. Alright. I'll see you all on maybe Friday? Next Tuesday at least, Sunday. I don't think there's much going on between now and then, so yeah. There's a secret in it. Ooh. Alright. Bye for real this time.